All right, so we're here. Mike, you there?
I am, sir.
Excellent. So Mike's going to be hanging out tonight. We're going to be looking at stuff. He's my chat guy, my moderator, my schematics guy, and my moral support for this whole
I
thing.
say the lean-to. Yes, exactly.
So I'm walking around. I'm actually looking for where I put these things because I put them away because I had to clear the floor because I was moving some games around. That video will be coming soon. The centipede. It's pretty much done at this point. Which is why we're rebuilding these ARs because I'm having a slight, ever so small problem with the ear ROMs on there. Oh, I found it. Here we go. All right, we're in perfect shape now. Let me just put these away. All right, here we go. Boom. So I'll give you the AR model numbers, Mike, if you want to check it out.
Okay, yep, I'm ready for it.
So, all right, this one here is it says audio regulator 2, so it's the AR2, 1979. It's A035435.
435. Okay. Oh, actually, is there a dash after that?
There is not, but I think there's another place. Oh, it says 01 over here. Can you see that? Right on there. I don't know. You'll probably end up seeing the delay here.
Yeah, I would. It would be a delay.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to zoom in, but it's right here. The actual model number would be right over here. So it says AR2 79 A035 435, and then this says 1102479-01.
Well,
so that might be it.
Surprisingly,
oh no, it's on the back. I got it.
Okay. Yeah, surprisingly enough, that's Crystal Castles, Dig Dug, Pole Position 1 and 2, and Exevius.
So, okay. So I'm perfect because
your Crystal Castles?
Yeah, I mean that one works. So does the centipede, but you can see these were given to me for free.
Oh,
Kapow actually gave them to me, and he said, hey, if you want to rebuild them as backups, because he has backups as well. That way, because these things, the millipede one died on me already, and I had to fix it. So instead of the game being down, I'll literally just swap it in there and then take it out and then do the other one. So I'm gonna rebuild this one for sure.
Okay.
So it looks like we said it was an 01, right? So I do have a kit for that. This is actually A0354350 Let me read the rest of it. I'm actually gonna zoom back out here.
So the next one, the same number?
It says, it says 02, 03, 04, 05, and 06, but I don't see 01 on here. So I don't think this particular kit will work with that. So, but I have a whole bunch of them, so one of these will definitely work. Here's one. It says AR1 through 03. So this one might work.
Okay.
That's why I ordered all of them.
Yeah.
So it even says Crystal Castles on here, so we know we got the right one. Asteroids Deluxe, Crystal Castles, Dig Dug, ZVS, Pole Position 2. Oh, that's nice that he listed them. Man, he thinks of everything.
Nice.
And check this out. Can you even see that? He has a diagram on here. See if I can zoom in on that. The diagram has which version you have. Like, have some are populated on both sides.
Right.
This one is blank, just like you see here. So when you look at this way, all the components are on this side, but then blank on this side. So I was gonna wash them, but then I thought about it. I was like, nah, I don't want water getting in the connectors and stuff. So, and it's only an AR.
Yeah.
All right, so this looks like the kit, and this is the rebuild kit. So it does have the resistor, which I'm not gonna swap because it's already fine, I'm pretty sure. Tip 32, 2N3055, which is a big one in the center, and then just the rest of the caps. So, all right, so this is the cap kit we're going to use right here. So I do have another spare, which is great.
Hey, by the way, Rob Harker said he'll donate an AR of his to you to fix.
Oh yeah, I'll fix it.
I think he wants it back though. I think he's trying to donate a repair.
Yeah, I got to work on those outruns first. I actually started packing them up, Rob, believe it or not. I found perfect boxes from. I'm going to put them inside the UPS boxes or USPS boxes priority mail. And then those will get packed within a box so that they won't get ruined. And I'll probably send like maybe 3 at a time. We have like 6 or 7 we got to send to this guy for repair.
Yeah, actually, Rob, I sent you the EEPROM that you asked me to do for you. So that's already in the mail.
Nice. All right, so now we're settled in. Let's see how many people we got online here.
We've got 16 watching.
Nice. That's pretty good for unannounced.
Yeah, that is very good.
But I'm going to try doing every Wednesday if possible, guys. So we'll see, give or take. I really wanted to do gameplay like every Wednesday, just play the arcade games. Like we fix them, other videos, and then we actually play them. Yep. But since this is here, I said, hey, Mike, you want to come on? And we kind of streamlined it. We'll streamline it some more, get a little fancy. Right now it's very basic, but it does the job. So that's what we want. So Mike, this one looks exactly the same, actually. It says 035436-01.
Wait a minute, you said 436 on that one.
Let me see here. Let me zoom out. I'm in too much here. So 035436-01. But on the top it says 035435. But then I remember Buffett telling me flip it over and look on the back. It'll tell you what revision it is. So it says 01. So you kind of combine them. This says 035435, and then on the back it says -01. So okay, that's how we know what it is.
All right. Yeah, because there is no 436.
Yeah. Right. But that's literally what it says on the back. But
yeah,
we talked about it last week, and we hang out with Buffett too. He's part of the Delusional's roundtable when we hang out. We got a whole bunch of footage, right, Mike? I mean, who can tell you? We record everything, we save everything.
Yeah.
It's really hard to clean up, man, because we get really raunchy. Where like some of these guys drink a lot and they swear. So I'm trying to keep it PG. So I'm gonna go through that and edit it. We came up with the logo already and everything, and we'll get there.
Yeah, we're up to 140 gigs of video.
Wow, that's a lot. I mean, we stay on for like 3 or 4 hours sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna look at which one is easier. I think this one would be a good start. I'm gonna start warming up my soldering iron and my Hako. I don't know if I have the right bit. Let me just double check. Yeah, this will do.
Peter's Arcade says he'll donate every pair. And he's laughing. So I think another
guy.
Yeah, this will be the online video live repair session. Send us your stuff, we'll repair it. No.
Yeah.
Not really.
Causing trouble.
Yeah.
So I really should have broadcast this live. I'm looking at these parts here. I'm like rearranging stuff. This is actually for fuses that I had for an Instant Pot that broke. Instant Pots are the greatest invention in the world, but for whatever reason, the fuse busted on it, stopped working. Bought this for like, I don't know, $3, put it in myself, but I could have done an episode on that because it was really complex to take it apart, but it works. So it's like our buddy John, right? With John's Kitchen, except I did repair for the kitchen.
Hey, I got to call out the fact that we've gotten some donations.
Oh, okay.
8 Big Kids sends $5 for a day from the crew at Spacey's Arcade Discord.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we got a good day from. Sorry if I offended anybody on that one. At any rate, Peter's Arcade also gave a donation. So
nice.
Thank you very much.
Nice. So it's a good day. Yeah, I know Spacey's Arcade. Nice. I mean, they're on seen a lot on Twitter too.
Mm.
Look here. I'm just getting my pliers and my stuff.
Looks like Peekaboo 2U needs to join in on our repair session. He's got 4 ARs to repair,
Right.
rebuild.
Hey, we actually talked about, if people have machines and they're pretty knowledgeable with a multimeter and stuff, we were actually thinking of having guests on our show. I mean, we call it a show, it's kind of in progress, but Delusional's Roundtable, if we have someone come on, we can kind of have you guys on like a window like that, and we'll basically, all of us, the collective brain here, everybody has their specialty on stuff, can help the person fix it, know. So they'd all be pre-recorded, ahead of time, and then we can just release the episode. So it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think the group all liked that idea of having somebody on.
Yeah, we were talking about
like once a month or something. I don't know.
Is it Barricade? I can't remember who it was, but I asked them if they would be willing to do it, and they said, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So they may be the first. Who knows?
JL calls out, hey, Del.
Hey, what's up? So what I'm doing now, I'm going to change the nozzle on here. I feel it's a little too skinny to fit on certain parts of it. I just got to find the right one. Like this one, of course, is smaller. I'm just going through my parts here to see.
By the way, Peter's Arcade likes the idea of doing that repair thing. And Barricade calls out hello.
Hey, what's going on? So Barricade, I don't know if you heard, you have the Space Invaders, right? I get all confused. But he has the Space Invaders, it's not working. And then I kind of referred him to Tim, and I asked him about it, and Tim was like, because he has the Space Invaders. So between Tim, you, Mike, me, hopefully Buffett will be on too, and we can kind of just all try to get that repaired. That'll be fun. I just
helped Jonah from the other group. We'll just call him the other group. I've helped him fix his Space Invaders. We tracked down a sound problem. We finally found it, but it was actually a bad resistor. It was a resistor that should have been 600 k ohms, and it was over 1,000. So it's kind of weird, but it had a value, but it was really off. That was the whole problem. But yeah, Barricade said he's up for it. Let him know.
Okay. He's like, yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
All right, so now that we got the audio stuff out of the way, again, this week, let me just put this away in my case. So it turns out I had the right bit on there. It's just I'm letting the solder, it was full of solder, that's why I wouldn't fit on. So I'm good. This should be fine. And let's see if it fits on here. Yep. All right, so the first thing I'm going to take out, well, let me clear all this first. So let's see, it's this one, and then this one goes with it. So that's where I took it out. I'm going to grab all those and put them away. Let me just grab my big plastic bag where it goes in. All these plastic bags are great. Like every time I order stuff, the more I order, the bigger plastic bags I get. And Peter, like, he must have like a warehouse full of them. He has to. But they're really handy. I keep them all.
Well, I have 1 million bags from DigiKey.
Oh, really?
A part bag, and then also a bazillion static free bags too. So I keep them all.
Yeah, you got to. This here is the instructions on how to do it. But based on this, I actually bought extra parts in case for whatever reason it breaks or it's bad or it's just one part. So I labeled them all. I went through it. You can see here, this is the 2N3055.
Yep.
So I just have spares and stuff just in case.
By the way, Wayne Kenny says, love the channel.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's a group effort, you just got to love it. I mean, if you're there, I don't want to get burned out or anything. So there was 1 year where I had more free time. This is, I guess, prior to COVID, where I did it every single Friday, no matter what. And then that was really stressful that whole year, but I did it. And the channel did grow. But then I decided, okay, the new year's here, and I kind of slowed down a little bit. But I'm never gonna go away. It'll always be here. I love doing it. I don't do it really for the money. I just do it for fun. And
Yeah, well,
you make great friends. I mean, Northeast Mike and I met this way too through
yeah. I mean,
YouTube.
I loved I love the production value that you put on your videos, and that's how I got to following you. And then like I said, when you called out and said, yeah, I really shouldn't have gotten rid of the outrun, I said, I've got an outrun, let me let him know that I've got one.
Yeah, I actually had two at one point,
Yeah.
and the other one went to. I'm actually going to try to turn the camera slightly. Hang on. If you guys know Bob from Retro RGB, he has a channel on YouTube. He does a lot of retro stuff with consoles and really, really great channel. And he does a lot of great production on there too. Talk about good production value. I'm just going to turn this a little bit. Okay. He actually wanted it and he came over. I actually met him at a show. I think it was a Long Island Retro Gaming Expo. And I said, hey, if you want to collaborate, do whatever, and we might do that in the future. But for now, I said, hey, he told me he was looking for an outrun, just like you did with me.
Yeah.
And I said, I have an extra one and it works. Originally I bought it as a part machine, but then I got it working. So, but he's really happy with it. So.
Yeah, Barricade also calls out that he has an outrun. I'm like, we kind of joke about the fact that our group is really the outrun club. Only one of us doesn't have an outrun. We all have
true.
outruns. But
yeah, I got close to getting a turbo like you guys have, but
I love turbo. Love turbo.
Yeah, turbo's such a hard game.
Yep.
Timmy has it from that
really
Tim guy.
It's a really great Twitch racer. I love that. I mean,
yes.
Outrun is more of a finesse and get it right in the time, but Turbo's just a Twitch, racer.
Yeah. You know what I love about it is that you could play over and over really quickly versus like Outrun takes a longer time, especially if you're, you go past the stages and you get past like the first one. It has like a finite time, but I feel like with Turbo, it just feels so fast. And then you're like, wait a minute, I got to play it again. I know I can do better. And then before you know it. Yeah. So this was bent. I actually unbent it. Should be fine though. And this has a replacement. Let's see, 2N 3055 by ST. ST is such a good brand. I love their EPROMs. So what I do is I usually line this up and I put it under like foam or something. And then I can just pin it on here. It actually works better with, these are axial caps, which, just look like they're like axles on a car. But the other caps, remind me, Mike, what are they called? The cylinder caps? I'm losing it.
Yeah, well, bottle caps, a lot of people call them that, but they're TO3s, I think.
Oh, you're talking about this. No, I'm talking about the actual caps.
The problem is looking at
axial.
The live stream, it's so far behind that I thought you were holding that. I gotta not look at the live.
Oh, I
see. Because you're holding the TO3, and I'm going, yeah, it's a
470 at 25. So what I do is I just put them in here like that. But the other ones have the two legs that just go in, and it's easier. So if you have this piece of foam underneath, it's like this. It's not styrofoam. It's like this other stuff that I got from packing materials, and I just kept it. But I just go through everything to make sure it's here. Like this is 3300 at 35. So 3300 is right there. I usually just put it right next to it. 1000 at 25. This is also 33. Go ahead.
Peekaboo to you brings up the age-old question. Do you really need to replace the caps on the AR? Because those Nichicon caps are generally good.
Yes.
It's an age-old question. I mean,
I think Mike could answer this because he's always for changing out the electrolytic caps, right? They do go bad over time, but probably not.
Yeah, depending on, and I've said this before, depending on what they're used for in the circuit, they will go bad even if they are top-notch caps. But so some of the ones on the AR probably don't need to be replaced. But as long as this is where you get into that whole cap kit or not a cap kit. I'm one that I don't buy cap kits anymore. I did a long time ago, but I go on to DigiKey and I choose the best quality I can really buy, because there's really not that much difference when you're going to buy the caps yourself, buying really good or, average, whatever. So I go for the longest hours, highest temp, etc. That being said, though, I also got a company that went out of business, and I got like 300,000 capacitors, so I pretty much don't have to buy caps anymore.
So we
But
got Buffett here. Actually had a held comment. I had to approve it, but he said replace all them some
yeah,
bitches. I know he's laughing right now.
yeah, I'm quite sure it is.
So
Yeah,
yeah, it was radial caps. That's what it was. Lincoln
right.
clarified that.
There's the buffet. Yep, he just yeah, exactly.
All right, so these are fine. I'm basically just looking at the parts, and I usually put them in there. This doesn't really have as much on this kit, but if you have like a bigger cap kit with like hundreds of caps or just a lot, you'll want to just order them, and then I literally, instead of wasting time looking at them, I just pick them off, and that's it. So tip 32, there's only one, and then these are the resistors. So these have little lines in them. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to see what you guys are looking at. Hang on, let me look at the screen here. Can you see that? They have like it's like, I think it's gold, purple, and red. And that most likely is what, 2.7 ohm, or it could be something else, because there's other ones in here too. So you have to look them up. There's an app you can get on your phone if you're not really good at it like me, where you just punch it in your phone. I'm looking at my phone now for the camera, so I can't do it. So that's where I rely on Mike, because he knows his stuff too. But he'll tell me what's what if we need to use them, and then we'll just put them in their spot on this actual sheet here. Because it just tells you, it says 2.7 ohm resistor goes at R5, but which one is it? You won't really know unless you count the actual, or look at the actual colors and figure it out.
Yep.
So you could also tell by the size. This one's a lot bigger than these. So these two look like they're the same, and then this one is different. There's a 10 ohm resistor and a 2.7 ohm resistor. And the 10 ohm is actually the smaller one, believe it or not, because there's two spots where it goes on. So I'm just going to put those right there. So it doesn't even go in. So I'll just leave them, but I'll know. All right, let's start.
I grabbed my AR that I rebuilt, so it's the same as the one you're rebuilding.
Oh, okay. That's the one you did the other day?
Yeah, it's for my dig dug. Once COVID's over and I get my dig dug back, I can build the harness, and I actually get my dig dug. Yay!
Yeah, I'm gonna skip these. These are the diodes. Usually diodes are fine. I guess we can test them. I'm pretty sure you can do it in circuit. But unless you have problems where things aren't working right, I wouldn't replace them. I've done that in the past where I've replaced them anyway, because I'm like, oh, they're new, let's replace them. And I had problems where I had cold solder joints, and I'd rather just leave it alone if it's working. So I typically don't replace these now. I used to. And then we'll probably replace this just for the heck of it, because these look very rusted. Can you see that? It's all looks pretty crappy here. And by the way, if you're watching this video, it is in 1080p now. I had settings set incorrectly all this time. I think last week it was at 1080 as well. So if you want to click on the quality button, you can see that it'll actually let you see things better here. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is actually just take this out. Trying to think what I should do first. I guess I'll desolder it first. That's this one right here. So let me just look if I can zoom in. I love this camera, by the way. I'm getting really used to it now, finally. At first, I hated it. Ask Mike. It would not focus on anything. Yeah. Do you remember that? We spent like hours.
It would focus on something, just not the right thing.
Exactly, yeah. So now it's a lot better. So I'm going to take this out. I usually take this out before I unscrew it. So I don't know how loud this gun is, but I didn't clean it out. I should have. So if it's not sucking it up, it's because it's dirty.
I don't don't know.
So I did not.
I don't clean mine every time either.
Yeah, let me check it real quick.
I just keep a capacitor with a long leg ready to shove in the gun while it's hot. That generally takes care of it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of things in there. Where's my garbage? Here it is. But yeah, we're gonna try to end this at 1 o'clock today, if we can. We should. We just got a slow start, like I said. But it's fun. We're hanging out with everybody. So this one is dirty. I can see inside. There's a big chunk of solder stuck in here. So if I take it out, see that? That's all melted solder from other stuff that I did. So I'm trying not to get any on here, but I did anyway. All right, that should do it. It's kind of like a gun. You do that and then you press the side and locks in place. But I'm gonna get a rag to get all this stuff off. And I'll scoop it up. All right. Let's put this back. And I will turn it on. That would help. And I'm actually going to stick a cleaner in here too. I think this is the one I use. Let me check.
By the way, I noticed in the feed that the chat area cuts off the person's name.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it's only seeing the last 3 letters of their names or something like that.
Oh, you know why? Because I made it smaller. I can fix that instantly if you want. Here. So if I go to the chat box. There we go. How's that? It should get wider in a minute.
I was going to say, I'll know in like 60 seconds.
If not, it's not a big deal. So I'm looking for my cleaner here and I cannot find it. Why is it not in my kit? Oh, it's right here. So I'm just gonna stick this in here just to make sure it's not clogged.
Much better. Yep.
Much better? All right.
Yep.
All right, so we're good now. All right, nice and clean. I should have done that before, but. Yeah, what I'll do is this. And this is set for, hey, Buffett, if you're on 650 or 750, what do you prefer with these boards? I want to say 650 for me.
Yeah, you don't, too hot, it'll lift traces, so.
Yeah, so I'm going to lower it. I had it on 750 for the last project I did, which if you guys have seen, I actually built, this one's yours, Mike. I'm going to mail it to you. But this is what I built last time. It's a circuit breaker for slow blow fuses only.
Nice.
And you just plug it into the fuse block, and when it pops, you don't waste the fuse. You just reset it and you're good. So I did a whole video on that. And all right, now it's at 650 again. Perfect. Just let it cool down a little bit.
Is this the desoldering or the soldering iron?
I'm soldering just because there's stuff stuck in there.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
And you know, it's old solder. This one came out right away. But there's now desoldering in here. Yeah, that looks like it did it. All right. And then I do need a screwdriver, which I do not have here. Let me go grab that.
By the way, Buffett did say 750, but.
Did he really?
Yeah, I do 700 myself, but.
I could set it to that. I just have presets for 650 and 750 are usually fine.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're, I'm not saying I'm good at soldering. I'm fairly good, but not perfect. But I get in there and get out. Like I don't stay lingering on stuff. Like some people just stay on there forever. But this is a good soldering iron, the hot go. So.
Yeah, well, I use the Weller. So I mean, Weller. Listen to me. I used to a long time ago. Medcal. So mine is dictated by the actual tip. So most of the time I use the 700-degree tip.
Yeah, so this is going to be hard to shoot. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Oops, wrong way. But basically, I'm holding it with the pliers because this is actually turning the nut.
By the way, Buffett wants to know, why are you replacing that transistor? Is it bad? Well, Buffett, it is rusted.
It's rusted. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. I'm shotgunning it all. I'd rather not have to do this again. So I have the part, might as well replace it.
Yeah,
it came in the kit.
I can already anticipate what he's going to say, which is
I could test it if you want.
Well, the real thing is that this is true. The replacement transistors that are being made right now are not to the quality that the transistors were that were being made.
Yes,
and
I agree.
Buffett will agree with me on that. But
this is a Motorola, it looks like, too.
Yeah,
it has an M on it, their logo. So I don't think this is coming out. I don't think it's fully desoldered.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have my AR set up here. Unfortunately, it's not there for you. Yeah, Buffett says rusted doesn't mean anything. Well, yeah, that's true.
I'm bougie. Bougie means you don't like stuff looking weird.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, well, you got to clean up your cab. You got to know that the inside looks just as good as the outside.
Yeah, you got to see the millipede I did. Looks beautiful. Like I took out the whole block and like cleaned the crap out of that. It looks like brand new.
I can't wait till you're done with the project that has many things in it.
Which one is that?
The one that's going to
the gapless?
Yeah, the one that's going to be lit up and everything. Hey, get that done, buddy.
I know. Well, I'm thinking about, like, I shot everything in that in 1080p, but now I have this 4K camera. I'm like, do I film the last episode in 1080p just to be consistent, or should I go 4K and just be like, screw it?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of torn. I don't know what to do. Because I shot some of the footage already, but go ahead.
Yeah, as we anticipated, Buffett says he would rock that Motorola till it croaks.
We could.
The only thing is,
I don't even know. I should have tested these first, but yeah. But you know what? The whole point of this is, let's do a cap kit.
Yeah.
So we're just changing out what we can, and it's not coming out. So I'm just going to flow some more. This like solder is really old, so it's not letting go like I wanted to.
Yeah. Did you put flux and new solder on and then sucked?
I just went and did not put new solder on the first one. I just did it.
New solder makes a huge difference.
But this is Kester, which has, I believe it has flux in it. You could actually see it sizzling when you do it.
Yep, it does.
So I tend to not have to need
it. Jeff says he loves cleaning the inside of a cabinet, and he says, go 4K, balls to the wall.
So if you lift this, it's not the end of the world. Let's say I'm on here forever. These are the traces right here. So
yeah,
I mean, if you guys ever want to solder for the first time and you're really scared, do an AR, because they're not too bad. They're hardier than, let's say, a Defender power supply, which is, you'll lift that thing in 2 seconds.
Very true. By the way, we're up to we were at 19. Oh, we just turned away too. But we got a new person joining us. Mad Boy 214 says, "Yo,
what's up?" Now this is not coming out. I bet you it's, I want to say, is it rust welded on? And this is an even bigger argument. Like, well, it's rust welded on. You want that rust out of there. Let's get this out of here. And at the same time, you could be like, well, Buffett's like, well, if you didn't change it in the first place, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, I'm going to grab another screwdriver to kind of get in there.
All right.
Usually you don't need these tools, but it's just being really stubborn. But this really helps. Mike helping me out.
Yep.
With chat. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I like it. Barricade says his cabs are just so beat. I think Rob Harker's laughing at us. It's rusted on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Buffett says that's the sign says you should leave it. It loves its home.
I mean, I just want to take pliers and rip it off, and if I lift the faces, who cares?
Yep, yep.
Because like these are so easy to repair. So I'm gonna go nuts on it right now. I'm going around, bending it. You can actually like I usually try to pull it while I'm doing it, but because it's on there so good, I can't even do that. It won't let go.
Yeah. Oh, we're up to 21 viewers now.
I've never had this issue taking out one of these, to be honest.
CC Games CEO says, "Hey, Dell."
Hey, Kevin, what's up? Kevin owns a video game store in Ohio.
Nice.
Called CNC Games. So there you go. He's the CEO and the part owner of that business.
Actually, do you go to the retro gaming festival that's there in Cleveland, in Ohio? Right. I've gone to that a couple times. That's actually a pretty good show. I wonder if you show up there. By the way,
I got it.
Here's my my collection of transistors for the ARs. You know, remember I bought all those brand new ones?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I wish I could make the screen bigger. We'll get that in the next, once we, look at this. Oh my God, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not leaving that, man. Look how rusted this is. Can you guys see that? There's no way I'm leaving that on there.
I gotta wait to see just like they do.
That's an accident waiting to happen right there.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I might even change this too, because I do have the paste for this. I can go old school and put the paste on, or I can just clean this up. I'll probably clean this up with alcohol because the flexible ones, but this has to be in there in order to work right. But there's no rust on here. I lucked out. It was starting to seep through. So we changed this just in time. But look at that.
Wow, yeah.
Now I'm not even gonna test it. I'm getting rid of this thing.
Set it aside and send it to me in the next package.
To see if it works?
Yeah, I'll mess with it. Yeah, I knew Buffett was gonna do the same thing. Buffett says, "Send it to me," with lots of exclamation points. No, it's mine. It's mine, Buffett. Yeah, by the way, CC Games said that he usually is not there because he's working on the weekend. I just thought you showed up at the show as your business, you know, a table. You know what I mean? Anyway, at a cellar. But
look at all that, came right off. So I'm going to use this. I prefer using these. You're going to have to use the paste. I do have the paste, but I just don't feel like getting it. So hopefully the other one has this too. They probably do. They came from the same batch that he gave me. So, but it's pretty nasty, dirty. I have pure alcohol in here, by the way. It's 99% ISO. You can only get it on Amazon. If you go to Walmart or something like that, they don't have 99% for some reason. They have like the regular rubbing alcohol.
Barricade asks, where can he find parts for my outrun? What kind of parts, Barricade? You talk about the pedals, stuff like that, or you talk about PCB stuff, or what? Nah, Buffett says he claimed first. No, you didn't, because you're lagged. CC Games says he sells enough in his shop and he's lazy. I can relate to that, having to pack it all up and move it to the show. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so this is nice and clean. I just use alcohol on it. All right, so let's get the new one in there. And you do not want to put these in backwards. They're kind of offset.
CW Graham says your isopropyl alcohol, it's not bourbon.
Yeah, you don't want to solder and be doing that at the same time. You can.
We kind of know that Tim guy. He does a pretty good job.
Oh, that's true. So this isn't centered up. So if you put it on, you just got to make sure, you don't want to put it on. If you put it in backwards, I'll put this on there like that. See how it's kind of offset a little bit? You don't want to put it in backwards on here. You want to put it in the right way. But I was just showing you how it's not perfectly in the middle. And there it is. And that's fine. Looks like it's more favoring this side. And I'm going to be super neat about it and just like clean it up while I'm here.
By the way, Barricade said he's looking for a start button and a gas pedal, and Rob says, "Isn't someone doing a new start button, Del?"
I don't know, but it took me forever to get a start button. They have yellow ones for Sega, which will work. I've seen a lot of outruns with yellow ones in there. There's
Right.
actually one on sale now for $30 on eBay. So I get notifications because even though I don't need one, I always have it on there just in case there's one for cheap or something. I'll just pick it up and have it on hand in case mine breaks. But I do have, like, what's wrong with yours? Is it cracked? Is it just not working? Just
No,
out of
I
curiosity.
could use a new plastic housing for the steer, where the shifter is and all that. Mine's all cracked up everywhere.
Yeah.
It got kind of broken in movement.
My shifter needs an overhaul too. My spring inside is not doing too good. But it works because like it doesn't fall into second gear, into high gear, but it's just very like floppy, so you can go up and down and you're fine. It's really funny on regular machines. If I play them at shows, it feels weird that it's fixed. I'm like, doesn't feel like mine at home.
Yeah.
What I tend to do first, I like to screw these in first and tighten them and then solder after. Because if you solder first, let's say you don't solder properly and you tighten them, you can actually lift it right off the trace and you'll get problems. So I try to put these in first. I've had these soldered on here too. Somebody soldered the screw on there on my other one. And I was like, why? It's not fun. I'll zoom out a little bit. I guess got to stay in frame here. Go ahead.
Barricade says that it's cracked and doesn't work. Looking for cheaper. I don't know what that means.
So what's cracked? The
I'm assuming he means the start button.
Yeah, mine was cracked, but it did light up and work.
Well, I bet he means cracked start button and the gas pedal doesn't work, but that could be just the potentiometer if that's the case, unless it doesn't physically move. My steering gears are cracked. Oh, steering gears. Yeah, we can get you covered there, buddy.
Yeah, Mike makes those. He 3D prints them.
I 3D print them and I've used them.
Mine are 3D printed, actually.
Yeah. As long as you don't go completely insane, they're really not going to break. They're really pretty darn strong prints. So
yeah, well, you use that extra like flexible material, right? It's not the standard brittle one.
Yeah, I chose the
filament.
PETG filament, which is a little bit more of a flexible versus brittle kind of thing. So
yeah, mine have been rock solid. Well, knock on wood, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's in there, right? I just tightened it up. Now that it's tight, now I'm going to solder it in. Because like I said, if you do this first and then do it, you have the chance of lifting the pad. So that's the way I've always done it. So this is pretty low-hanging fruit. If you're nervous about soldering and doing stuff, it's great to learn on these, like I said. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Let's see, is this too loud? Can you guys hear that? That's my rescue fan that takes away the smoke. Gotta have those. The smoke will flow that way.
I don't hear it, so probably they can't.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's actually going like this right into it.
Yeah, the only thing I will say, Barricade, about I can obviously give you 3D printed gears. The only thing is, it is quite an ordeal to take apart that whole steering system and put all the gears back in. As long as you're mechanically inclined and, it's, clean it up, re-grease it, blah, blah, blah.
We'll send that Tim guy over to your house.
Yeah, there you go.
He's done so many of them, like for John and for Jay.
Yeah, I know.
At the hangar.
You too. And yours too.
And yeah, he did mine.
Well, the other one.
Well, right. Yeah. And he actually fixed the shaker motor. It was seized.
Yeah, it was the video where all three of us were together working on it.
Yeah, that was a great video.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all done. So start with that.
My favorite video is the April 1st video.
Oh, that was a good one.
I do like that intro. That was fun.
All right, I think I'm going to go for this one next. 32. So what I do is I'm going to try to just, because I'm showing everybody just how to swap and just having fun, I'm going to switch these out too. I know you don't have to, but I'm going to do it. These typically have taken out though. I had one that was taken out, the tip 32, and then the resistor, but the resistor is not burned out. Usually it's this one here at R4, the R3 or R4 or R5. These look all original here.
What are you replacing?
The tip 32. It's this one right here.
Yeah.
You see it? It has.
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess I could.
I didn't replace any of mine, by the way.
Yeah.
In fact, mine even have rusty screws. Yeah, check out the rusted screws.
Mine has a nylon screw on there, which is pretty rare.
Too small to see the rusted screws, but see, there's the rusted screws right there.
It's a little bit rusty, so I don't know. I'm trying to look on your screen there. Let me figure this out. There you go. And these guys in chat, they're blowing up chat for Arcade Arcade Thursday, we used to call it. They're all on there just, you know, we got a new guy, Troy. Shout out to Troy.
It's true.
Troy's been hanging out with us a little bit on our Zoom chats every week. Eventually we'll have everybody in here, but we're just kind of slowly ramping it up. Our thumbnail now says officially, right? This is the first Delusional's roundtable on there.
Yeah.
Unofficially, I guess. All right, I'm going to replace it just to do it. And then I'm not going to throw it away. I'm actually going to keep it in the baggie here with my parts that I don't use. So I know I'm not using these two. I'm not going to do the diodes unless I need to. And then this one, should I keep this? I'm so tempted to throw it out. It's going to mess up my bag, get rust everywhere.
Well, put it in a separate bag. You got plenty of them.
That's true.
By the way,
see, you're guilting me now.
Yeah, Buffett says, fan, you're getting rid of all those good, delicious, nutritious fumes. How dare you?
Yeah, they mess me up. It's not the lead that screws me up. It's there's some other ingredient in this solder that triggers my asthma. Like the next day, like I have asthma. It sucks.
Yeah.
So I just
Buffett did point out this is very true. The third transistor. Yeah, I guess.
This one here. Q5, Q7,
bring it up to
Q2.
my camera. Oh yeah, Q2. All right, yeah, Q2. That one is got a nylon screw for a reason. It
yes.
Yeah, and you can see it's also got a.
It has the mylar or whatever.
Yeah.
Usually the mylar looks like this. I have one right here. It's like this clear.
That wasn't done by a hack. An operator hack. That's legit.
Well, I have a hack on my other one actually on my millipede. I did not find a nylon screw. Mine was broken. It was just so brittle it just broke.
Right.
Like it was broken in there. So I think that's why that thing blew and everything. But so what I did is I just used a zip tie. You just put a zip tie through it and then you have it like up here sticking up, but it's holding it in place. So, and it's, it's non-conductive. So that's a hack you can do too.
Yeah, we got to get you a 3D printer. See, I 3D printed my own screws and
screws. Oh man, you got to give me 100 of them then. Come on.
I know.
So I'll show you something actually. This is so funny. I got a note from Peter. I said, hey man, do you have any nylon screws? I didn't see any on your site. So he wrote, I don't have the correct ones, but these aren't, these are M4 and you can either retap the holes. Sorry, but I only had the option. It's the only option I had around. And he actually wrote a handwritten note and he gave me these over here. So it's a few of them you see in here. It was kind of cool. He gave an attempt. So I saved them just in case. Turns out they do not fit, but it was a good attempt. I thought it was cool. So he'll do stuff like that at no charge. He'll just like throw it in there.
By the way, Madboy214 asks, what's the rarest part you have, Dill?
Rarest part?
That could include a game, I guess.
Maybe. Yeah, when he says part, I'm thinking PCBs.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if it's rare, but it's my most expensive board. Would probably be my Galaga 88. Right? That thing goes for a chunk of change now.
Yeah, true.
My
rare one, and you know this is pretty much my favorite game. My Puyan, man, an original dedicated Puyan
cabinet. Yeah,
that was my My wife let me get it for my 50th birthday. That was cost me a pretty penny. Most of the games I bought have all been not working, and I had to fix them and stuff. But that one I've always wanted. I played it at one point, when I was young, and I love that game, and I'm excited I own one. So
It's a good game. I'm pretty good at it. I can't wait to go over there and play it.
yeah,
We had planned a trip there, but then the pandemic happened, so there's that.
Yeah.
But we'll get there eventually. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have like a midlife crisis with video games. I'm just gonna travel the world, going to all different arcades, like drinking beer,
Yep.
playing video games, making up for lost time. So I'm just adding solder to those. I'm just gonna take these out. Fell right out. And that was good. It came right out. See that? It just fell right out. Even though it had glue, but the glue is so old, it just fell right out.
Yeah.
These are positive, and
well, adding the solder really makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and that's positive on that side. I'm just double checking that's negative. And then that's negative. That's the way it was in there. Okay, cool. Yeah, these are pretty much same type. I always double check them. 3300 microfarads, not UF. I say UF, but it's really microfarads. And then at 35 volts. Yeah, 35 volts. Those go in the trash. And then I'll take out these new ones. These are Nichicons. We'll probably never have to replace these ever again. And then it has a negative is pointing this way. So this is a negative lead on there. That's how you know. So I'm going to clean this up because I'm super anal. I usually take acetone to get this stupid glue off. That's what I've seen. Like nail polish remover. And then I take a plastic razor blade. These things are so cool. I learned these are actually from Rich at this old game. He was saving some artwork and he had these. He's like, these are awesome. I was like, oh, those are cool. So I ordered some on Amazon and I could reuse them. Like this one's been used many times, but it does not scratch. And you don't want to do it with a regular blade. You attempt it to because it's so hard, but that'll come out. So I'm actually gonna grab my acetone real quick and a rag.
By the way, Barricade is inviting us up for some cheese curds and arcade games when this is over.
When it's all done.
Yeah, he's up in Wisconsin, so sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Do some fried cheese curds. That'd be good.
All right, so I'm grabbing some acetone. So you don't want to get this all over the board, but in that little area, you should be fine. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to put it on a rag first. Let me just get under here. Am I zoomed in too much here? No, I think I'm all right. So I'm just going to.
I think I use just isopropyl when I clean mine off. But
it never comes off for me.
Really?
It's not strong enough. Yeah, you have to see it. Like it's so thick and crusty. It looks really nasty.
Well, what I do is I put it on there and let it absorb it. Gonna really sit there and. Oh no, actually, I used Goo Gone. That's right. I used Goo Gone.
That might work.
That works good. Yeah. I mean, the same thing. I had to let it kind of suck it up a little.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I can put this on here. I have these. These are actually for printers. They work really good for this kind of stuff. I need a few of these. I have small ones and big ones, and big ones are the ones I use. They work way better than Q-tips. Q-tips get everywhere. So let me see if I can get this in here.
Omega Mark says if the glue turns this color, it could start eating the board. Same thing with audio electronics. I'm not too sure what he means by turns this color.
Brown.
I miss the color. Toast. I don't know. I missed the color call out, but.
So I'm just trying to get on there, and I always tend to want to take these off. I never leave it there.
Yeah, I do too.
Just to do it.
Yeah, mine's nice.
So that's cool. We're chatting. We're no rush to get this done.
Yeah.
See it coming out. So I've found this to be the most effective for me. But yeah, Gugan might work.
By the way, they can't see you working on it. They see the
thank you.
pads.
See, my trusty assistant. Yeah, I'll turn it this way. It just doesn't fit. It is. All right, so this is it down here. I'm going to try zooming in a little bit. There you go. So I was just literally I'll get another one here. So instead of pouring it on the board, I guess you could, but I'm just pouring it like into this absorbent brush here, saturating it, and then it really does make a difference where it's coming out. And then I'm going to use this to so I'm just taking off the majority of it with the plastic razor blade here. Of course, it's harder at this angle now, but
yeah,
it's fine. Let me just do that. If there's a little left, it's not a big deal, as long as it's not huge like this is. This is really on here. This is probably the worst AR I've ever worked on. Like, you know, just the way it looks.
Yep. Yeah, mine came out spotless, so I'm pretty pleased with mine.
I'm gonna just pour some on this rag here without getting it on myself. Yeah, let's try this.
Mainly, the whole thing with my Dig Dug really is winter. It's not really COVID. It's more winter at this point. I can't really deal with getting in here and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you, I really want to have my Dig Dug and play it.
Yeah, that's in what, Brian's garage now?
Yeah.
Still?
Yep. Got my working board, as you know. We repaired it on one of our roundtable calls.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then we got the AR done.
So far, we did a lot of boards, right? We did.
Yeah, we've done quite a few of yours. I've done a couple of mine. I've done Kapow's.
What did we do? We did Marble Madness.
Yep.
That was great when we got that to work.
Yeah, no,
that was so cool.
Kapow was really excited about that.
It was like hitting the lottery.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, we're all super happy. And it was something simple too. It wasn't that hard. It was a EEPROM or something, but still, you know, we're checking everything. Got to check it all. And then we've done the Pac-Man stuff, right? We'll just say Pac-Man stuff for now. We don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, done a bit of that.
So now it's starting to come out. Wow, this is really on here.
Oh, we've worked on, although I haven't finished it, but we've worked on my Mr. Do a couple different times. Because I wrote that new diagnostics ROM, which I really got to get a hold of the guy who has a site that has all those diag stuff. Get mine contributed to it.
It's like nails on a chalkboard right now. It's scraping.
Yeah. Buffett thinks you need to just use a small flathead screwdriver and a mallet. And then
it feels like it. It's really on there.
And then just run it with hot water only. But.
All right, I think that's good enough. The majority of it's off. As long as this trace here isn't broken.
Right.
I think we're okay. That's why I don't want to use anything like metal.
Right. Exactly.
All right, now for the other one. It's going to look just like that, hopefully. So this lens that I have is really a run and gun lens. I want to get like a macro lens so I can zoom in a little better. So I might do that over time, but this thing already, That's already $2,000 that I spent on that camera and the lens.
Yep. Yeah.
So I don't want to do it right now. But eventually I'll get a macro lens. I did order a overhead kit. So I want to get rid of this whole setup here on my Arcanoid. And, you know, I put it on my real bench, which is actually, I'm pointing to it right over there. And I did get a new overhead camera system, which should arrive on Monday. So I'll put it all together next week, test it out, and then move my stuff over. So I want to be able to be right next to the computer so I can see everything and look at schematics. I ordered a, you know, I kind of splurged a little bit, but I ordered a monitor, 4K monitor, because now this camera does not work on my old monitors. It says no signal. So I can't see what I'm doing. That's why, like, it's good that you guys are spotting me and like, hey, put it in the right spot, because I can't see what I'm doing on this tiny, tiny little monitor up there.
Yep.
So
Buffett still says he should use a screwdriver. He also says, of course, obviously, rinse with alcohol after you're done.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'm going to turn it this way to get a better feel here. And it does, I mean, it looks like it's not doing anything, but it really is. Look at this, it's like it's falling apart. It's so rough here. This one's a little bigger than that person, it looks like. But this does have plastic in it, and I'm rubbing it on the plastic. You can hear it scraping away.
Yeah. Yep.
It's coming out. Look at that. It's just. So what have you guys been up to in chat? Besides just hanging out.
Well, we're up to 23 viewers right now, and they're discussing various stuff. Somebody's got a old receiver they need to recap, and Mark commented it's cool.
The El Cheapos.
Caps. Yep.
Yep. Well, that's probably why the Ninja Turtle boards always have issues with the soundboard, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Down portion of it, there's all those caps that were cheap.
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat 3 or 2 or whatever, they're notoriously bad. Those little sound custom chips or whatever that have the caps on them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mad Boy 214 says he's collecting parts for a rare restore. Ooh. Sounds cool.
Sounds like me. The next restore on this channel is going to be the reactor.
Well, you know what I really want? I really want a tail gunner. Sit down tail gunner. That's a rare one.
That's the one Arcade Jason has.
He does, yeah. No, I know. That's a good point. I should make sure to let him know that if he ever is going to get rid of it, which I'm quite sure he won't, I would definitely be interested.
We should trick him, make him show us, because he's been on our chat too.
Yeah.
We've hung out with him on the Delusional's roundtable. He was showing us the AR, the reproduction AR that he's showing everyone now. I don't think he did anything about the TPG. He never showed us that, but he did show us the pole position boards when he was working on them.
He showed us the
what is it? The pi position.
Pi position, yeah. He also cool showed us the early prototype of the Vectrex multicart.
That too. Which you have. You bought it.
Yeah, I did. I got it from him because I was excited when he showed us that. Because I have a Vectrex with no cartridges. By the way, Peter's Arcade says he's working on his Centipede right now.
That episode is coming soon. It's completely done. It's beautiful. I'm looking at it right now. You guys have seen, if you follow me on Twitter. Oh yeah. Here we go. I'm going to put this on here, guys. I'll get rid of Mike for a second.
No.
Thanks for subscribing if you do. It's a great channel to be a part of. And also, I'm on Twitter. So if you check me out on Twitter, I posted pictures of the completed Centipede. I also did it on Instagram as well. I have the Willis overlay on that. So it's beautiful. It's awesome. A lot of fun. So let me put Mike back on here. There you go.
Nice. Yeah, Wayne Kenny says he's thinking of building a Dr. Mario arcade cabinet. That sounds cool.
Yeah, in a Nintendo cab?
Yeah, I don't know. That would be, I think, a good that and some custom art from Joe Zasbo. That'd be sweet.
Yep, Joe Sabo does good stuff.
Let's see here. Omega
Yeah,
Mark says to Barricade, try to look for your receiver model repair on YouTube. Lots of great videos. Yeah.
I have a receiver I got to repair too. That was given to me from my surround system. By the way, I'm gently using this just to get this thing will not come out, but I don't want to get any of the traces here.
Yeah, Wayne
Don't
says
do this at home.
yeah.
Good.
Wayne says probably on the Nintendo cab. And Madboy214 says the restore is for a Professor Pack.
Hey,
That's
look
good.
up for the Nintendo cab. Look up Wyo, WYO. He did the Zelda foil cab.
Yeah. I know that. Yeah, that's awesome.
You guys see that? Like the speaker grill is like a triangle, just like the Triforce, instead of the normal round speaker grill that you see on there with the slots. And I think he sold it. He said because he was in some financial issues where like he's like, yeah, I sold it, but he built another one.
I know that thing is awesome.
He has a template for it. He built it from scratch.
Nice.
He does great work. And I think they did another one. Not what other game was it? It wasn't Zelda. It was something else that was custom.
Hey, we're being heckled by our friend Kapow. He goes, Kapow's Arcade Adventures. He says, get a real host for this channel.
Oh yeah, he was on last week.
Yeah.
He's hating it because he doesn't have he had black bars on the side of his because we couldn't get it right, but now we have it perfect.
Yep. That's because he didn't have me available.
Whoops, my fan fell.
Oh no.
Hang on. It just vibrated on here. Luckily it didn't break anything, so we're good. You know what it is? It's me shaking.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm rubbing it pretty hard now here because it will not come out, but a little bit more, it should be fine. I'm going to use another one of these. Is he saying some more stuff? Do I need to kick him?
Yeah. This guy loves to hear his own voice.
You know why? Because he never created a YouTube account till last year.
But he loves me.
I kept telling him forever, hey man, you gonna come on chat?
He said I should take over the channel. No, he didn't say that.
It's hard work.
It is. It's a lot of work. All
right, that's good enough. I'm good with that. What do you think? Much better, right?
Oh yeah, a lot better.
Now we'll just do alcohol here.
Yeah, make sure you clean up, and make sure you clean up around those resistors and above because you got stuff on them.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Saturate it.
Yeah, Wayne says he's going to use a Nintendo cabinet. He just needs to find a PCB. Yeah, good luck with that.
Which PCB is it? The PlayStation 10, right? He's going to do a Mario.
Dr. Mario, yeah.
Yeah. There's a guy who does I think you could put Nintendo carts on a PlayStation 10. I can't remember the guy's name, but he sells like this thing that's a PlayStation 10 cart, but it takes Nintendo cartridges on it. So people are putting EverDrives and stuff on it. He doesn't officially support it, but I think it does work. You have every game on there.
Buffett says he loves my voice. And of course, Kapow's like, no, I didn't say that. I put words in his mouth on that last part. Omega Mar goes, my fan fell. That's great. That's great surprise mechanics for a streaming channel.
Yeah. It's because I was moving the table, and that's another reason to go on my workbench, because this is a cocktail table. It's not as wobbly as some other YouTubers out there. I won't mention names, but it does have a little bit.
Somebody with a popcorn machine? I don't know who we're talking about. But
John's a great guy. He's cool. He's so cool. I just bought actually an outrun board from him that I'm going to go pick up at Tim's house once I make a trip out there.
Yeah.
So I'm cleaning these. These are dirty, but go ahead.
I'll give a tease to Jay out there. John got me my NEACF T-shirt to be part of the, because I'm a member of NEACF. I've been that for a while, and
What, recently?
He gave it to Jay. Well, no, he did. No. This was, gosh, like 3 years ago, 4 years
okay.
ago. I got my shirt, and he gave it to Jay to relay to me because I was going down and helping Jay at free play, and yeah, Jay lost it.
Oh.
Yeah, and he keeps telling me he's going to get me a free play shirt, but I've never seen one.
I want a free play mask. I think they're cool.
Oh yeah, that's true. That mask is pretty cool.
I'll have to get Tim to get me one. I think they give them out to people. I don't know if it's free, but they sell them at the place, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Free play, like when you go in, you have to wear a mask to get in.
Yeah.
All right, so acetone is gone. Use alcohol. Now we're finally, for those stupid 2 caps, took forever, but nice and clean now.
By the way, Weenie Kapow says, "Okay, gents, I'm going to bed." Such a weenie. Good night.
Good night. I'm gonna bend these ahead of time. Just measure here.
Wow,
I'm just eyeballing it.
We're up to 25 viewers. Woohoo!
It's because it's an AR.
Yeah, it's true, man. Talking a power of Atari here.
All right, so this says positive here. That says negative over here. So the negative is pointing that way. I hate when people install them this way, because then you can't double check your work. So install them this way so you see where it's pointing, and it shows what the values are.
Yeah, I make sure to always install my caps so you can read the values, everything. Yep.
Yeah. I'm probably going to do both at the same time. Just put this here. Probably going to be the same. Yeah, they're the same length. So in here. So I'm just bending it. Just one, and then I'll measure right there approximately. It doesn't have to be perfect because these are flexible, but I try to bend it in the general direction. So now this one says positive over here. It's the opposite, and then this is negative. So you want it to be facing the other way. So negative is here, negative is over there on this one. So now I'm going to flip it over, and let me see if I can borrow something to put underneath it. Maybe I'll use this here. Get rid of that. It's out of the way. I'm just kind of supporting it on the edge here. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. All right, so I'll tack those in real quick, and then I'll push them in after. All that just for those two. That was probably, I keep saying, oh, that was the hardest thing. Now everything's easy, and then these were hard.
Yeah.
And I'll get those all the way in a second, because I like them to be next to the board. I don't know why they use glue. They'll never fall out. Come on. The engineer, it's kind of over-engineered at that point. They're using glue. All right, so I just put them in, but what I do now is I heat this up first, and then I push it from the other side so it's on there really good. And then same thing with this. Heat it first. Just making sure it's flush with the board. Same thing over here. You heard it pop?
Yep.
That's hitting the board, but I'm doing it gently. It sounded harsh, but it wasn't, because you don't want to press too hard and lift the pad off. All right, so that's good. And then, oh man, I left everything in my other tool room. I'm getting the side cutters. I finally bought new ones, Mike.
Nice.
One of the ones were dull.
Yeah, they get.
I still kept them because I use them to cut like stuff I'm not supposed to use them on.
Yeah, that's what I did. I got a pair of really bad mangled ones, but I use that to chop stuff. Yep.
By the way, I have another one here. This one's rusted, of course.
Yeah.
The glue is just as bad. Who gave me these? Oh man, I should have totally. He left. Kapow. I should have just
Yeah,
reamed him. He's the one who gave it to me. But let me just put this away. It's all over the floor here. It's my kit for my FR301. If you guys are curious, there's links in the description. I should have them later. For stuff used in the video, you know, like the Kester. I don't have one for these, but I do have one for the soldering iron, for the desoldering iron.
We're actually up to 28 people. And
Nice.
Alan Brady says, hey, Del.
Alan, what's up? We got our regulars all coming in now.
Yeah.
We're missing Mikey. Mikey Currington is one of our loyal followers. He comes in all the time.
Well, D-Wags
cool
is here too.
Oh, yeah. So there it is. I put it on. Look how beautiful that looks. I love it. All right. So it's facing the right way. This is positive. It's that way. That's negative. And this is positive, and now that way is negative. So when you do these, you want to reflow everything and reflow all the connectors and all that stuff. And what else here? So we'll do the rest here. So I'm going to grab these two now. With that and that. So I'm just going to go through and just use solder and just add solder to these. Just so it'll come out easier. This is really good solder compared to like what's on there. And I'm going to double check because I'm not used to these here. Just flipping it up, looking at it, cheating. If Buffett's still here, he's probably laughing at me going, I know where everything is here. I don't even have to look. He does so many of these.
It's true.
I got a couple pieces of solder on there. So I did those two. I'm just adding solder right now. I'm going to do these two and these two. Okay, so these two right there.
Hey, Alan says he just fixed a flasher light on his TAF. What is that? The Adams family. They losing me for a year. Ended up being a loose connection. Feels great to have the fix.
Yeah, doesn't it feel good to fix stuff?
Oh, yeah.
It's like you want to go outside and beat your chest and be like, oh. Tarzan yell because you got it right. You guys can experience that actually. I have a mispack video where we were working on something and Kapow, the guy who was just on before, he was on here last week. He accidentally soldered 2 points together when he was removing solder on the mispack board. And when we got it working, we like high five, like, yeah, we got it to work because it was garbled on the screen. And then finally we fixed it. It was great. Oh, yeah. Always a good feeling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. Sorry to hear D-Wags. He's telling us about the fact that a kid pulling out of McDonald's decided his truck would look good in his passenger side of his truck.
Oh, man.
I guess he has more metal in his back now than he does in his car. He's on painkillers. So, hope,
right now?
Yeah, I guess.
Hope you feel better, man. Well, yeah, I'm glad we could entertain you here.
Yeah, hope you recover good, bud.
This is 470 at 25. So I'm going to grab one of those from over here. 470 at 25. So I'm going to put positive is there. It's pointing away this way. And I'm just going to bend the ends here just to approximate. I didn't cut it. It was just slipped here. There's that and right there. All right, that should do it. Oh, you know what? Let me get this here. So we were talking to this guy. I'm going to mention Troy again. Was it last week, Mike? Was it Friday night? We did he gave us a nickel tour of his arcade.
More like
his arcade.
But
it was more than 5 cents. His arcade is 4,000 square feet. 4,000 square feet. That's
Bigger,
twice my house.
yeah, I was gonna say that's bigger than my house.
That is crazy. And he picked up. He showed today. He sent us a text. He got a Defender that he got it really cheap. It was like, I don't know, 60, 75 bucks. I want to say it was just the cabinet. It was empty, but still, it was in really nice shape.
I like the other cabinet. It was that I meant to ask him. Was that one of the ones that the control panel? I mean, the control panel slides out for board.
Defender?
No, the same. He got two.
Oh, the Tekken. He got Tekken 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he bought it just for the boards. He paid 200. He said for that. Still a good deal.
Yeah. I like the cab though. That's what I'm saying. If it's got the one where you pull out the control panel slides out so you can access the board. I like those kind of cabinets.
Yeah, those are good. Z-backs are like that too. So now I'm just gonna face it in the right direction.
D-Wags just clarified that this happened 10 years ago, but he just tries to have as much fun as he can when he can.
Oh, I see.
Unfortunately, I had my friend Tucker. I introduced you to him. He rides a motorcycle, and a girl got her foot caught on the accelerator and slammed right into him. And
ouch.
Yeah, it's been years. They finally have got him so that he's comfortable again. So we'll see how long that. But
it always acts up, especially with
exactly.
age and weather.
Yep. So we feel for you, D-Wags.
I'm gonna put a little more on here. All right. I'm gonna cut these off. Yeah, but these are nice and sharp. They're really cheap. I bought like, I want to say it was like 2 for $10 or something. Very cheap, but they work fine. I know you're kind of frown on that, Mike. You're like, yeah, you got to get quality ones. But I could get quality ones, but my 4-year-old will take it. So I might as well get cheap ones. All right, that's done. Now I'm going to do this one here. See, now we're going faster because it's easier at this point. This one should fall right out. Yep, this thing works awesome. Let me see. Oh, it's still stuck. Maybe I missed it. There we go.
D-Wag says, when you start playing your Centipede, you'll have to let me know what your high score is.
I'll tell you right now. It's on if you're on the Facebook groups, there's a high score challenge thing, and I have it on there. It's like 78,000. There's a great app.
The Facebook one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arcade High Score Challenge.
Yeah. Hold on.
That's where I got 3.2 million on Zookeeper. Finally, I did it live. That was crazy. There's probably an accidental, but
where do they put that? Is that on media or?
What do you mean?
You said that it's the high score list is up on.
Oh, it's not a list, but I just posted a picture.
Oh, you just did? Okay, all right.
Maybe a few days ago.
All right.
When did I finish my Centipede? Just happened recently. When I finished it, I always like to have a celebratory game, and then of course I hadn't played in that's how it works, right? You don't play for a week or two, and then you go back to a game and like you do great in the sport, like you do like record-breaking stuff for your own stuff.
Yeah.
But if you try playing it every day and like, oh, I know I can do better, I can never crack that high score, but walk away for a little bit. It does it. So this is 470 at 25. So I'm going to move it over here.
Okay, you got his score was 78,007. That was posted on the 21st.
And that's set to world record settings. So it's set to hard.
Yep.
And then a free guy every 12,000 points, I think it is. It's a default world record settings. I'm never going to do the world record, but I like to play and have mine set to that. So this goes this way, positive is here, so negative is that way.
By the way, Alan says that he thinks we're talking about the Dynamo HS5 cabinet. And yeah, I think that's correct.
Let's see. Positive, negative. Negative is that way. So I don't think we'll get to testing it. I was going to open the machine and test it and all that. I'm not doing that tonight. I don't think.
D-Wags thinks that you're cheating.
What do you mean?
To have scores like that. He says, you must be cheating.
There's no way. I wish.
He says he's only just over 40,000.
Yeah. I had close to, I think I might have had 56,000. And, you know, I shared it with my buddy and he had a centipede. He's like, wow, that's a really good score. And then the other day when I finished the game, I put I have green tea molding on it now. Looks beautiful, but you know, it makes you feel good. You look at it, you're like, oh man, that thing looks sexy. Yeah. So I played it, and sure enough, bam. So
yeah, you do a lot better at games than I do. I still enjoy playing them, even though I'm terrible at it.
You're probably good at Puyan.
I'm okay.
I used to be pretty bad, and then I started playing and like really liking it because my son loves that game because it's very cartoony.
Yep.
And he just, you know, instantly was like, oh, this is cool, you know. He's 12. And it's a good game.
How about Tempest? You good at Tempest?
I have a high score on that. Hang on. If I go to it, it's gonna lose the feed.
Yeah, don't
actually you can talk at the same time. I'll stay silent. Hang on.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say I could bring it up because I was just on there and searched for your centipede, but yeah, so I guess maybe you're decent. I've never seen you play it really. Then again, I guess you don't have one, do you?
So you're gonna see my logo now when I talk because I'm actually on my phone. I have an app. It's a great app. It's called Sidekick. I think it's like $2. And I have a Dell's Arcade club that you could join on there, and like all the Dell's Arcade people, you can have competitions and stuff. It's really cool. So my scores, I'm clicking on it now. You know what? Let's check this out. I'm going to take this off. So this is it right here. Can you see that? So I'm going to click on my scores. It's called Sidekick. Yeah. Click on it. And I'm going to see Centipede is right here, 70,007. If you click on it, it takes a while because it gets a community rating because people can rate the game. You can actually rate it from 1 to 10 on the bottom here, but it's a really cool little app. It shows like a little GIF animation. And then you put your record. I put a note. I got that on 2/21/2021, hard default world record settings. And you can actually look at the leaderboard. And right now, just for friends, there's Kaboom. That's my buddy Kapow. He's also known as Kaboom on this. I killed this score, so I'm really happy about that. So when you go to clubs, I'm part of 10 Pence Arcade. Like I joined them. It's a podcast that they have. And let's see. And that's all of them here. So on that, I'm basically 7th place. Like these guys are getting crazy ones, like 1,785,000. That's just bonkers to me. But if you go to my thing, you go to the drop down. I should be here, Delusional's Arcade. And then these are all the guys that I've joined. I think that's Brian down there. He got 30,000. Kaboom is Kapow. That's Jay, 46,000. And then you have Mr. 20T05. That's just a user that joined it too.
What did you say the name of the app was again?
It's called Sidekick.
Sidekick.
And it's on the honor system. So there's no way of really proving it. Like you just have to be truthful about your scores. It beats having a piece of paper stuck on your marquee or something, So I'm going to go back and Tempest, here it is. So Tempest, my high score is 153,702. It's not too shabby. I think Jay beat that one. Kaboom. Let's see if we go to the leaderboard. Yeah, his is 166,000. So he squeaked by me. But he was really mad because I went to his house and left that, and he had it on for like a good couple of weeks. And he was really like determined to get it off. And finally, he's like, "Yeah, I did it," and he showed me a screenshot. So now that's just for the friends. But if you go to all submitted, that's like worldwide. He's actually in 2nd place. Some guy has 567. I'm in 3rd place, and then you have all these other guys here. But it's a really cool app. I like it a lot. You could tweet it out. Like I think you can go here and share. I can't remember how to do it, but there's a way you can share and do stuff. And it has pinballs in here too. So not only arcades, it has pinballs as well.
Actually, I think the name of it is called Arcade Sidekick.
Arcade Sidekick. You're right.
Okay.
It said Sidekick just on top here. So
I couldn't find it anywhere. I was looking everywhere for it.
All right. These are all the games I have listed for me. You can add games. So if you go back, you can see things by your friends or arcade games. There's pinball. So when you click on arcade games, you could go by category or you can do all games. I usually go to all. And then you can either search for it in the search box or you can just scroll, like type in your filter. And he'll add games. Like he added one called Pack Rabbit. That's the one on the 96 and one. And it wasn't in here. And I said, hey, can you add it? And he added it like that day. So it's pretty cool. So I have Defender on here because I used to own the game. So it has like a little number of how many people, you know, have that game that are your friends. It has like a little number. It's pretty cool. Dig Dug's on here. I'm not really too good at this game. Yeah, I don't have a score for that, but I have friends that have it. So that's why I have it on there. Some of my friends, actually, they get really mad because, you know, I have MAME. On some games they have and I don't. I was like, all right, you know, I beat your score. He's like, no, that was MAME. It didn't count. Well, whatever. I move on. I digress. So, all right. So these two are done. Yeah, but you know, you have to have some fun and compete a little bit.
Oh, I know. I'm kind of teasing.
Let me tell you though, I played Tempest on MAME, practiced a lot, went to his house, killed his score.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, really, I kind of have to give you credit, really, because MAME, because it's emulated and doesn't have the same reaction time.
Yeah.
It actually should really be harder. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I went back to trying to play Zookeeper on my, you know, because I got like 3 million on my actual game over here on the ZooQ, which is FPGA. So I was like, oh, let me get 3 million on my other my main tab or whatever. I tried, I could not do it. I couldn't hit 1 million. It's just there was so much lag that I never realized I was there before that I kept dying. So I was like, forget it, I'm not doing it. But,
oh my word, are you kidding? You have to enter in a gigantic secret code?
For what?
This thing's like 30 characters long when you sign up for your Sidekick account.
No. Well, I mean, it's worldwide, so you don't want people hacking your stuff.
But it's just to verify, really.
Is that a positive symbol?
My word.
Yeah, I think that's positive over here. Hey, help me out on the schematics, Mike. I need you.
Sure. I got it up. What do you want?
I can't even read what that says. Look for R20.
Okay.
And it's right next to R20. It's C12, I think. It's rubbed off, so I can't tell. It's right over here.
Actually, I can look at my board.
Oh, I can look at mine too. Good idea. I have the other one, but the other one's probably just as cruddy.
I gotta wait to see where.
Oh yeah, this one's way better. C12. Yep, I just found it. Never mind.
Okay.
See, you're full of ideas, Mike.
Yeah.
So this one's very blurry and you can't really see it. This one is super sharp. See the difference? So yeah. C12 is right there, and I couldn't see that positive symbol. It was rubbed off. So I was trying to figure out which way it went on. See, it's kind of rubbed off there. Looks like a speckle. All right. Not too shabby here. So I'm going to throw this out. This is 470 at 25. So I'm taking my time here. It's a lot of fun here. Chatting with everybody. Time check up, 20-1.
So as you guess, I'm setting up my Sidekick.
Oh, okay. It's a great little program. Rumsey is the guy. I think it's Rumsey Soft.
Surprise, surprise, I'm any Mike.
It's a cool app. So if you guys get that, you know, I'm not being paid, but it's a really cool, really good idea.
Yeah, I like the retro, you know,
surprise. Yeah, surprised he's the only one. I don't think anybody's done it. For arcade games?
Yeah.
I mean, other than high score saves, right?
Right.
Highscoresaves.com with the high score save kit, but for $2, I mean, can't beat it. So now I'm just gonna solder this on here.
I'd love to know
You
how
guys
many
can
he
see.
sold.
He actually has, if you follow him on Twitter,
Yeah.
I think it's under Arcade Psychic on Twitter. He'll actually, it has an automation that automatically posts on Twitter. It says, so-and-so has joined Arcade Sidekick. That's now 3,642 users. It'll give you the total,
Nice.
because he's building up the app,
Well,
But
if he's got, let's do the quick math. If he's got 4,000 users, and let's say Apple takes a third of the cut. So
well, I mean, I just threw out a random number. That's not accurate at all.
Yeah, I'm just saying. All right. Still.
I mean, you multiply it by 2.
Yep, exactly. Mine's stuck on verifying user. I don't know what it's doing, but
Yeah, it just takes a while.
Okay, all right.
It usually has some people complain about it. They're like, oh, it takes too long to load. He did speed it up a lot. First, it took really long when it first came out, but it's gotten better. That thing just sucked it right out of there. That's what she said. All right.
Hey, we got another person joined us. Torture Bot says, "Hey, Dell and everyone."
Torture Bot, what's up? He's
Said
from
he
the IRC chat.
Oh, sweet.
1,000 at 25. Okay, that's this last one right here. And this is the last one we're putting in. Then we just got to reflow everything. So oh, I can hear those crunches like a mile away.
Really? Sorry, guys, I'm crunching ice.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, I was just drinking my dew, crunching my ice.
Mountain Dew.
Doing the
a different generation of gamer, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody drinks Mountain Dew when they're playing like World of Warcraft or something.
Well, I used
You
to.
said you're playing Zelda now, right?
Yeah, I'm finally getting around to playing Zelda Breath of the Wild as they're about to come out with the second one.
Oh, that's probably why. I do the same thing. Like when new movies come out, I always watch the old one. Like Coming to America, I'm gonna watch that. I have it queued up.
Oh yeah, I'm looking
Watch it
forward
one
to
day.
that.
That was shot in my old neighborhood in Queens.
Oh, nice.
So I recognize a lot of the landmarks, which are gone now, but back then it was pretty cool. Yeah, see, this is lifted off. I'm just gonna heat this up and push it against the PCB. There we go. There's one.
I like that. Torture Bot says, basically said hi to Buffet, Buffett, as we call him. At any rate, he says, "Hey, Buffy, the Monitor Slayer."
That's
like
true.
Buffett's trying to make up reasons why I crunch ice. He says the iron deficiency when you crunch ice. Yeah.
All right. Look at that. It looks so nice. All nice and uniform, nice and clean. Should we change this? Should you vote on it? Because this is such a cruddy, like everything is all rusted. You think I should change that just to be safe? I have these too, actually. TDA 2002. Do I need to? I don't know.
By the way, I guess you're still on in your app on your phone.
Oh, am I? Thank you.
Yep. Sorry, didn't notice that myself.
I did not notice it either. So I will get out of here and we'll be back to Zoom in 1 second. We'll just put this back on here. All right, we should be back.
There we go. Yep.
See, it's good to have a partner to help you out. That's what friends are for.
It's true.
Just put this away now. So I'm not going to change the resistors. Put those back in there. They look fine to me. I inspected them. None of them look burnt up or charred. This probably works. I don't know if you tested it or not, but I'm going to say no. I'm not going to change that. Good call, Mike. What do you think? Tip 32. We'll save it.
Yep.
All right. So now I'm just going to reflow this. So the thing you want to reflow is the connectors, because these, when you put stuff on, they're really sturdy and stuff, but they could have some cracked solder joints there. So I'm just going to reflow all of these. I'm probably just going to add solder to it. I'm going to reflow this too, just to do it. That's that. This is on top. It's going to heat up here. It's a big connector, so there you go. Something here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, you can. Again, I don't have my big monitor I'm used to. And that looks good too. That looks good. I can see some traces were like just rubbed up against stuff. But I'm going to start with this connector here. These two, these three actually. So I'm just going to add solder. What you're really supposed to do is you're really supposed to just suck all the solder off and then add solder after. But I'm just going to add just to reflow these. And I'll check out chat in a second. Thanks to those guys who did super chat. Can't recall the names. I could always scroll up later. I'll take a look.
Yeah, it was 8 big kids and Peter's Arcade.
Yep. We have stickers enabled, super chats enabled. I was going to hold some sort of fundraiser to get a new camera, but I just bought it. Like, who cares? I really enjoy doing it. I can't wait to shoot the stuff with the gapless once it's all done.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely going to have like, I'm a big fan of J2 Sense. He does some really cool montages with his final PC builds. So I'm going to do something like that with some cool music and have the cabinet and that.
Yeah, I've always talked to you about that. I like his stuff, and I love the way he does his, you know, his ads, I guess. You know, I love how he does it. You know, his war, what is it, World of Warships or something like that.
Oh yeah, I've never played that game, but it looks pretty cool.
Well, I love how he does it. I love his. I can't think of the right words now. The repair tools. What's the name of that company?
Oh, iFixit.
Yeah, I love his iFixit. iFixit. If your friend's got a problem, you can fix that too. I love his ads. Those are
it's very humorous.
Yep.
He has like the rock music going on in the background.
Yeah.
I fix it.
It's like I actually watch his ads because they're great.
Yeah. You know who does good ones too? You ever watch Hardware Canucks?
No.
They do some good ads too. They do some really nice. They use like a GH5 to shoot everything. Like, it looks so good. This camera actually has the same lens. I think it's trying to think what it's called. It's the part on the inside. It's the same as the GH5 on this thing. Mine's a Lumix G95.
Yep.
So, all right. So I reflowed all these connectors. There's none on this side to reflow. Some of them do have them on both sides. But everything else is okay. I don't think I need to reflow anything else. I could probably try the transistors. You think I should reflow these? What do you think, Mike?
Wouldn't hurt. They get hot and then cool and hot and cool. So
yeah.
By the way, Buffett's saying that if somebody would help him with getting OBS set up, he would be interested in doing some, streaming and work stuff. And he said he's not sure who would watch, and then a bunch of the people were saying they would be interested.
Yeah.
And then Barricade says GA Plus is a sexy cab. Love that game. I'd love to own one.
Hey, Buffett, if you wanted to, I mean, we could always try throwing you on now with audio. It's up to you.
He did say if we wanted to give him the link, he could join.
It's the same link that we always had, Buffett.
Oh.
So he should already have it. I have it locked right now, so no one can interrupt and mess up the. Like if you come in with video, it's going to screw up our layout that I already put on OBS because it'll split the screen.
True.
Although it shouldn't. But if he does non-video, I could set it for non-video participant hide, and it should work just with audio, and he should be able to come in here and talk.
Yeah, I think he's good. He's up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and do it. Hang on.
Am I able to do it? I don't know if you gave co-host to me or not, but
I think I did. So let me see if I can unlock it. If you can give it back to me, I can just unlock it.
Oh, right, it's over here. There's one. It's like, where is it?
Let me check here. I believe it's under.
Okay, yeah, I know you're still the host.
Oh, I am. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can change this here. Security. Lock meeting. There we go. It's unlocked. So he can come in and unlock it again. And then let me just make sure it's set for non-video participants to block. And of course, keep it clean. We all know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
No Princess Peach graphics.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
All right. But it's working good. I'm glad we have a simple layout, no fancy frills anywhere. And this thing is, I think is it official? It's official. It's officially done. Unless I missed, I missed that one there. Let's reflow that.
It's clean. I turned my video off.
There you go.
There we go. He's in.
Hey, Buffett, what's going on?
No, not much, man. How's it with y'all?
Good. Just, relaxing. I'm trying to do something, get something going every Wednesday if I can. It all depends on my schedule at home. I
Buffy
can't be always
the Monitor
doing.
Slayer. Woohoo!
Yeah, I reckon. That's what he called me anyway.
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'll make you a deal, Mike. I get the transistors and you can have all the caps.
No. I got plenty of caps. What do I need with caps? We're gonna have 300,005.
No, it's all good.
Well, I was having him send it to me. I'd play with it.
Yeah,
I can forward it along with the stuff I got to send to you.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, if you want to test it and see what, its tolerances are and what it's still specking out at on, that'd be interesting. No.
I thought I'd play with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. But yeah, I'd rock that if I needed it. Absolutely, I would.
Actually, it'd be a good fun test is to try it and compare it to these new ones I bought.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Those the 305.5s?
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones that from DigiKey or whatever.
Yeah, 305. Yeah, the ones I got from. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I bought 60 of those things.
Yep. Well, I got what did I get? 25 or whatever.
Yeah.
3, 5, 6, 18. Yeah, I got 20, I guess.
Not that I use them often, but still.
Yep.
Never know. That's cool. But yeah, I just don't replace that stuff if I don't have to. But you are correct in them being better than a lot of the new parts. You are 100% right on that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Right.
that age-old phrase is not wrong, which is they don't make them like they used to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get repairs and stuff in, and people have replaced the ICs and stuff, and I'm like, why did you do all this extra work and replace good parts?
Yep.
And then I get people that ask me if they want, can they replace, and I'm like, I will if you want, but it's an additional, part cost due to the fact
Right.
nothing wrong with the old one.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I always show this. I mean, we've seen it. I've played with it. It's my little toy, but it's a Bakelite, micro switch.
Yeah.
This thing will like never fail. I mean, this is when they made stuff really good.
Yeah, it looks like a good one for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
15 amp, 125, 250 volt, 480 volt, yada yada yada. It's good stuff.
Yeah, no, that is. Mm-hmm.
So I saw you posted some more videos. You did more repairs, I guess, right? So you're
Yeah, I had a couple things that I needed to post up, so I got them posted up. And a couple things I got to get in the mail, and some of it's I've already got out.
right.
That's how it goes,
Yeah, I mean that's what's good about your job. I mean, make your living off of repairing stuff, but the pandemic kind of really didn't affect you too much. You don't have to go into work like everybody else does. You are work. You have it at home.
Yeah, my commute's rather short, compared to some folks.
Yeah, I have a pretty long commute actually. It's not too bad, but
Yeah,
my job's pretty good. It's fun.
Yeah, but there's not much you can do from home, is there, in your job? Really?
No, I deal with multi-million-dollar equipment every day, so
Yeah, you got to be there to take care of it.
I got to be there to air everything. So,
Right. Yep.
Trying to actually just add solder to everything first.
Yeah, if it's real clean, you don't have to, but sometimes it's good. If you have flux, you ought to just order flux.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a little tub of it.
I do. I hate using it because I hate cleaning it up.
Right.
But I do have.
I get the no clean.
It's like the Radio Shack one, right? Can you see that? And I have like this Q-tip in there, and it's kind of gooey and gross. So I tend to not use it too much. I do have a flux pen, but I use that for like other stuff, not really these things here.
Yep.
On here.
All right.
A while ago. I haven't used it yet. I don't know if it's any good.
Let's see what's going on in chat. Is everybody just talking to each other here?
Actually, the minute Buffett got on, we lost a bunch of viewers. No, just kidding.
Oh, terrible.
No, we're down to 21, but no, it's pretty quiet actually.
That's good.
Yeah, if anybody, I need to watch chat too, because I'm still on the YouTube too. So I got no problem posting in the chat. So,
yeah.
I don't want to ignore anybody. It might be trying to get a hold of me or ask me a question.
1, 2, 1. Okay. So what's open now? Are there arcades open?
Yeah, there are some.
Well, Jay's open, right?
Yeah,
Free Play Arcade, in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
That's it.
Actually,
I mean, that's.
Let's get chat involved here. Everybody, give us your favorite arcade game. What's your favorite? Come on, hit us with it.
Yeah, that'd be very interesting to know. A lot of people.
Everybody knows mine. Well, Buffett knows mine because, like, I remember he had a zookeeper in his house, and I'm like, ooh, I want that.
Yeah.
How much are you selling it for? He's like, it's the customers. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
Not
have
for
that.
sale.
No.
Yeah, that one's gone too, right? You fixed it already.
Yeah, it's been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
He's up there playing it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is good. All right, now I could start desoldering everything.
I did think in private chat here, Mike. Tell me if that flux is any good, and if it is, might post it in this chat for folks. I'm gonna try it. I haven't used it yet, so I'm not sure how good it is. Don't have an honest review of it yet.
This thing is rusted on here too. Yeah.
All right, we're starting to get some poor ends here. Torture Bot says that they just received 3 hours for a party at the Upstate Pinball and Arcade Museum in Simpsonsville, South Carolina, for his nephew's birthday. So they got one open. And Omega Mark says Omega Race is his favorite.
How did I guess?
Yeah. Peter's Arcade says Spy Hunter or Centipede.
Username checks out, right? Spy Hunter or Centipede?
We've talked about this, that when, back in the day, I really passed on Centipede and Millipede, but now, older and, now I own a Millipede. I love Millipede and Centipede. Those are great games.
Kapow, aka Jason, he actually did not like Centipede. When he got his game, he's like, oh, should I buy it? It was $140 and he had to fix it up. It was his first restoration or whatever. He said he was going to get rid of it after he did it. And then he liked it. Like, he really liked the game. I said, oh, Centipede's such a good game. He was, I don't really like it. But then his kids started playing it. And then, of course, he's like, oh, let me try this thing. And now he's like, it's one of his favorite games.
Yeah.
He said he'll never get rid of it.
That's the same thing that happened to him with Turbo. He didn't think he'd like it. His daughter ended up loving it, and then he loved it. And so, yeah.
Yep, my goddaughter, she loved it. I'm really surprised because she's kind of reserved when it comes to the games. Like, she'll play like the Pac-Man games and, the typical like girl games, right? Like, I love Miss Pac-Man. It's not a girl game to me, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And here she is. She gets on Turbo and she has the high score in the house, I think.
Yeah.
She plays it all the time.
Let's see. Barricade says that Dave and Buster's is open around him.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
He says his favorite Super Pack or any of the Sega cabs. I can relate to that.
Super Pack. Wow, that's rare to hear because people hate Super Pack.
Yeah.
You have to play it though. I think people hate it because they don't know how to play it.
Yeah.
It's a game that's hard to learn, but once you do it, it's pretty deep.
Sega, speaking of Sega cabs, I mean, they just, in my opinion, they are the best racing games. Whether we're talking even as far back as Monaco GP or Monaco, Turbo, Outrun, and then of course we get into the Daytonas, and of course my favorite is Sega Super GT. Love Sega race games. Torture Bot says his favorite arcade game, Super Pac-Man. Oh, another Super Pac-Man. Mr. Do, Mad Planets, Mortal Kombat 1 and 2.
Mad Planets. I liked that game way before it got popular. I used to play it all the time at the barbershop where I went to. Yeah. And then when they took it away, I was like, no, what you do with the great game? It's just the music was cool. I remember getting the astronauts and everything. I played that as a kid. A lot of people discovered that as an adult and really liked the game. But that is a really good game. Gottlieb did some good stuff.
Yeah.
So I wrote used on here, so I won't confuse it. Can you see that? Used. Just so I put it in my parts and I will know that it's spare parts. So what did we say? It was the AR201 axial cap kits. That's just the caps. I need the whole thing.
Do you have links enabled in your chat?
I do not. Nope.
Okay. So I would post arcade. I would post 2 actual arcades if you did.
Well, you could say them. People can look them up.
The Reclaim Arcade, which is down in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and the Fireball Arcade down in Front Royal, Virginia, are 2 good places to go.
Oh, that's Steve's place. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I just posted in the Zoom chat the right flux, which you could post that. In my opinion, that's the right stuff to get.
Kester? Is it Kester?
No, it actually isn't Kester.
I got Kester from Adam suggested it. One Circuit. So
Well,
you've seen him in like John's arcade videos.
Talking
Adam.
about the rosin paste.
Oh, not the paste. Okay, I thought you meant the flux. I mean the solder. But he suggested Kester brand, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Kester's the only thing I go with for solder. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Right, so this looks right here.
Going back to the chat, Torture Bots also follows up and says he loves him some Millipede. Can't believe even the Atari 2600 had a great version of it. That's true. It actually did have a pretty good version. D-Wags calls out Donkey Kong. I can relate to that. DK is great.
Good game, but very hard.
Now we get to Buffett, even though he's here, but all right.
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
Well, I know your favorite game. You like, I think we said it in your video that we did on you when you were on there. It was, I think it was Gapless.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Galaga 3, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Favorite fighters, MK2. I can respect that. I love me some Mortal Kombat. I can't wait for the new movie. New movie looks good.
Yeah, it does.
It's
rated R.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good sign right there.
It's got some really good kills. I like it. The preview I've seen. See, Omega Mark says, responding to Torture Bot, I used to use some competing against Rick Carter before his Nibbler days. Interesting. Wow. Doug Jones says Gorf and Spy Hunter. It's an interesting mix. I do like Gorf.
Gorf is a good game.
I haven't seen one since I was a kid, man.
You know, when I was a kid, actually, I'd be like, look at this bootleg game. Like, I was like, look, they're copying Space Invaders.
Yep.
Those bastards, like, you know, and I had no idea that it was the same company, Midway. So they had the rights to it.
Yep.
So I'm like, yeah.
Oh, Bearcade says he had a Turbo Mini, but he sadly sold it. He loves his Outrun, though, and I want to get a Daytona setup. Stand up. I had 4 sit-down Daytonas. We had a little arcade at my work, and they let me, build up an arcade. But anyway, we had a blast racing against each other at work. But those are now done. For those that want to know, you can still experience my Daytonas. They're down at Free Play, Rhode Island. I sold them to Jay. So.
Oh, really?
Yep. So. Peter's Arcade says he also loves DK, and TortureBot says yes, Mortal Kombat movie looks cool, but who the heck is Cole?
By the way, I'm gonna take a quick break just to check on my daughter upstairs.
Sure.
So give me like, I don't know, 5 minutes. Hang on.
We'll keep the airwaves hot. All right, down, Buffett, down.
Oh, that burn you.
Let's see here. Omega Mark says Rick Carter got the high score in Nibbler at the end of Man versus Snake. Yep, true. That was a good little I don't know, documentary, movie. I don't know. Yeah,
it kind of both. It followed the story kind of it, and then the quest for
right.
The score. So it kind of both.
It was good. It was good entertaining. I mean,
Yeah, they did a real good job on the footage they took and who they talked to, and they really didn't, make anybody the bad guy, which is quite nice to see and not in a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, you can have good movies without villains.
Yep. Yeah, Barricade's calling out Daytona. Yeah, I know. The number of times I've heard that song.
Yeah, that jingle over and over and over and over again.
Yep. Like I said, though, I love me the Super GT. I totally scored on that. I got a, believe it or not, I actually got a home use only Sega Super GT twin, and I didn't think it was really home use only. Based, guy put it up on, I don't know, I can't remember where it was at the time, but anyway, when I reached out to him and talked to him about it, and then I went down to check it out, and when I realized where I was ending up and what all the houses were like, this was the North Shore of, South Shore of Boston against the water. And my word, we're talking, wrought iron fence, water fountain with a driveway around it, and 5-car garage, and 4-story mansion. I'm like, okay, yeah, probably home use only. But boy, it's unbelievable. I mean, the Daytonas that I had were used, but they were still in pretty good shape. But you could tell. I mean, the pedals had some rust or whatever, and I had to clean them. And the stick shifts were all kind of really loose and beat up. But I had fixed them all up so we could play. But no, this Super GT is like, these are almost like brand new. It's like, the pedals are like perfect. The footboard there that's got the what do you call it? That kind of, what is it? Kind of steel grating kind of.
Yeah, the expanded metal.
Pattern. Yeah, the one that has the little checker pattern of metal or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah. Just all like in amazing shape, and the monitor's perfect. Fortunately for me, I ended up getting a good deal because the guy couldn't find the keys, and he didn't know how to hook them back up because, of course, he had moved, and the movers had moved it, and he didn't know how to rehook it back up. And I guess because I'm guessing he probably hires somebody to, set up stuff or whatever. But at any rate,
yep.
It's a twin, so you have to hook them together for them to work. And he couldn't power on the other one because it wasn't hooked up, and he didn't have the keys, so ended up getting a good price. So I was very, very, very pleased with that. Only downside, of course, is you all know they're giant. I had to spend the whole day with friends, disassemble it, drag it downstairs, reassemble it. It was an ordeal. I'm never bringing them out of my basement. Not ever changing that game out.
Yeah, they're gonna die down there, are they?
Yeah. Hydro Thunder, Buffett. I see you list. I love that game. That actually is a really great game. I love the controls, the way it works.
Yeah, and what's nice about it is I think over the other Midway games and a lot of other Daytonas and Segas and stuff is the actual boat actually flips over.
Yeah,
it doesn't get like and then pop back down. Like, what kind of crap is this? Like, that's not how it works.
Yep. Yeah, it's really cool. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not really good at it because I don't know any of the secrets and the shortcuts and stuff that you have to know to be any good at the game, but it's still fun to play if you're playing all your friends and you bash into each other and pass each other. Yeah, it's so fun.
Yep. Yeah, D-Wags, he comments that he never got into fighting games. He says maybe it's just I'm too old. No, I hear you, man. I'm in my 50s, so yeah, I never got into the fighting games really, except Mortal Kombat was kind of cool. I mean, it was definitely very unique. I mean, to see those like digitized, characters and, the really great call outs and get over here and finish him and all those really cool things. It was niche, and it was very, very cool.
Yeah, they did it right.
Yeah, they really did. So I give them props on Mortal Kombat, but I never really got into any of the other fighting games.
I love Mortal Kombat. I used to think it was superior to Street Fighter. People are going to go, no, what are you saying?
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I used to think holding back for block is stupid. Like Mortal Kombat had a physical button, right? You hit back, it was perfect. I actually I saw Mortal Kombat 1. I wasn't a great fan of that, but Mortal Kombat 2, when that came out, I was obsessed with the game.
Yeah.
So it's really fun, really good game.
Yeah,
3 was okay too, but it was a little harder. But
2,
I'm good at 2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 took everything from 1 and made it better and made it good, made it right.
Yep.
And then
and 3, the sound is amazing. The DCS sound system is incredible.
Yeah. And then 3, they did basically the same thing. The only thing I wish 3 would do, and this is, I don't know if I'm the only one in the world, but like I like 3, but I'm not a combo person. I wish there was a way to disable the combo system so you just played Mortal Kombat 3. That's all you did. Because whenever I play somebody, they whip out combos and stuff on me, but
and you can't
I don't
move.
Well, that too, but I don't know how to do any of them. I'm not fast enough, and I don't care to learn them.
Yep.
But every game I ever win in Mortal Kombat 3 is old school style Mortal Kombat 2 fighting. That's every game I ever win.
Yeah.
Against anybody, even if they know combos.
I mean, that uppercut was the best move there. But go ahead.
By the way, TortureBot, I did skip over this. I was going to get back to it. He says that the Cole Young that I guess is in it's a new character in the new Mortal Kombat movie. I guess many people think he's Scorpion's student. Takadea, I'm going to butcher that, so I won't even go there. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
I think it's a reincarnation of him.
Ooh, interesting.
Because he has the mark on him. Did you see that? Yep. He had the mark on his like chest or whatever.
Yep.
By the way, I'm drinking Malta. You guys ever drink this? Oh, this is really good. I mean, it's not for everybody. I grew up with this in a Hispanic family.
Yeah.
It's non-alcoholic, but it's just really sweet. It's kind of like stout with sugar. That's what it is, but without the alcohol. Yeah.
Are you a fan of Grenada? Is that how you pronounce it?
Grenadine?
No.
Grenada.
No, it's a drink like ginger ale that is made with a fruit from Brazil, kind of,
What, like guava juice type stuff?
I could look up the name of it, but it's.
I think I know what you're possibly know what you're talking about, but I've never had it. But back to the other thing about being older and not like fighting games, that's okay if you don't care for them. I was in my teens, I think, when I was in my teens when Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 came out, so it hit me at the right age. Like Street Fighter was cool, but once Mortal Kombat came out, that was it. I was done with the Street Fighter.
What I really like too is Killer Instinct.
Yes, I like that game too, but again, I can't do combos. I'm just a button masher. So,
well, here's the thing.
Anything, I'm just
that game actually. I mean, you can memorize the combos here and there, but that game had a thing where if you mash the buttons, sometimes if they're like with a little bit of meter, it would automatically do the ultra combo. Like you didn't have to know it; you just did it. It randomly chose it and did it, and like it felt good when you pulled it off. You were like, yeah. I had no idea what I was doing, but still.
Yeah, and that game. Killer Instinct compared to Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 was actually designed for the combo system. It was legitimately designed to do that in that game.
Well, I think it was one of the first to have the combo breaker too.
Yes, that was.
And it would say combo breaker, like just the sound of the announcer. To me, it's probably up there with the announcer from NBA Jam. Like it's that quality when he's like, awesome combo, monster combo. Like you got more excited the more you did it.
Yeah.
King combo. Like I just loved it.
And that's the thing I missed the most in Killer Instinct 2 because they took that out.
Oh.
They don't announce it in Chaos.
Yeah, I don't want to say I hate Killer Instinct 2, but I dislike that game. I prefer the first one.
I take them around to conventions because I own both, and it's a mixed bag. Some people really like the first one, some people really like the second one, and then there's some people that like both.
Right.
So people are agreeing with me about the combos in MK3, and
I mean anything's possible. They're talking about hacking the TE ROMs. The TE took out the Mortal Kombat characters. Mortal Kombat characters. And there's a talk about the roster where they're going to put them back in, where they're going to hack it. It's on cloud.
Yep.
It's a whole discussion about it. So that'd be cool. I mean, I think they did it because of the rights. They didn't want it to be too violent or something. And so I think Midway owns both anyway. But so they made them take it out. They're like, you got to take this out. The CEO. It was in that movie. Did you see that movie on Netflix? What was it called? The Midway one.
I don't know.
Came out. Yeah.
But no, Midway owns both of those. So I mean, it's the same guys made it.
Yeah, I think it was just because they were under fire for Mortal Kombat, so they didn't want it to. I don't think it would affect the game, but you don't want parents saying, "Look, it has it in that game too," and they were really betting on NBA Jam to be successful. So,
other than the heads, that's the only thing I know that they put in that game, unless there was another.
Well, they put it in the first NBA Jam, and then Tournament Edition when that came out, they took them out.
Right.
That's the one that has like Bill Clinton in there and these other ones. So
Oh, I love it. TortureBot removed a message, but I know what it said. I'm going to say it because he says that he supposedly all the competitors have that mark on their chest for Mortal Kombat movie, but he retracted it. So I don't know. Maybe he's wrong, but yeah, I've told you guys I have a Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet, and now that we talk more and more and more about it, and I've been thinking about it over the years. Maybe I want a Mortal Kombat 2. That'd be pretty cool to have.
They're too big for me. That fatality for when I think it's like what's his name, Liu Kang's fatality where the thing falls on you, the arcade. That's so true because it's huge.
That is a huge cabinet. I know. I already have the cabinet, so might as well just put the game in it. Right now, it's Strikers 1945.
I would take a Smash TV over a Mortal Kombat when it comes to size. Well,
Well, I kind of agree with that. But I've already had the Smash TV. I had the 19-inch one that.
Yeah, I have the 19 conversions. I still love that game. I'll never sell it.
Yeah, that went to Jay. It went to free play.
Wow. So it took one thing off, and I can't remember what I took off. So I'm just looking it up real quick. So C1 is 470. Okay, that's all I need to know.
Yeah, TortureBot says he has a Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 cabs. They weigh like 400 pounds, he says, yeah.
I've got
my
1 through 4, KI1, KI2. Yeah, I know exactly how heavy they are.
And you have to move them all the time, right, for the convention. So he knows how heavy they are too.
Yep, I do.
But my buddy, he's actually the guy who founded, one of the founders of Retroware TV, has a Mortal Kombat anthology at his house, where he actually created a custom marquee, and it has every single Mortal Kombat version in there on a 6 switcher. And he has the original Mortal Kombat 1. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 4 is really hard to find. Then he has Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on the 5th one, and on the 6th one he has the Ninja one for the original Mortal Kombat, where you can like do like fireballs in the air and stuff. Not fireballs, but the freeze and all that. It's actually a little weird. It's a little faster.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool cab.
Barricade, I agree with you, buddy. I've actually have. In fact, that was my intention for the Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet, is that I have Raiden 1, Raiden 2, and I want to put those. What I wanted to do is turn that into a shooter cab and with multi switch between a bunch of different boards. But I don't know, Mortal Kombat shooters. I don't know. Maybe I'll stick with shooters. But yeah, I love Raiden and Raiden 2. Man, those are great shooters.
You probably like the Jet series then, Raiden Fighters Jet.
I never played those in the
arcade, they're so good.
But yeah, they are.
Me neither. I discovered those in Maine actually.
Yeah.
And I would love to come across one of those and have them.
I just love again, that was what was unique about Raiden 1, is the idea that you'd have an explosion and it blew up the whole screen. That was so cool back then. Nothing did that. It's like you can get a sprite the size of the whole screen. That's cool,
Just a little fun fact on those the Mortal Kombat 4 cabs, or that style in general. But anyway, specifically Mortal Kombat 4. If you ever come across a Radical Bikers cab, those are actually redone Mortal Kombat 4 cabs. If you scrape the top layer of the sticker off, it's Mortal Kombat 4 underneath.
Oh, wow.
All they did was reskin them.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've got 2 of them, and they're both exactly the same. They both have Mortal Kombat 4 artwork underneath them.
And that's factory, right? Where they did that?
On the factory, yes.
Yeah, that's like a friend of mine has a Red Baron that has Battlezone underneath.
Yep, that was a conversion.
So,
yep.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Like that was done at the factory though.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a dedicated Mortal Kombat 4 cab that might have a different game from the factory, get you a Radical Bikers and switch it back.
Yeah, that's one thing as a collector I started getting trained in, like years into it, but like looking at cabs that you see online like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, I could tell, I really look for the shape of the cab first to see what it was. Because, you never know. You come across a Robotron that's disguised as like, some other game like Prisoners of War or something like that they just converted because it died, So you have to have the eye for the cabinet.
Yeah, prime example. Yeah,
Yep.
prime example of that is the only reason I have my DOT cab was because I walked into a warehouse and it had the legend of Kage in it.
Nice.
Like, I know what cab that is. And that's the only reason I bought it was for the DOT. Yep. So I know exactly why you do that.
Mike, is that your chair right here?
No, it's Buffett's.
No,
Is
it's
it?
mine. It's Squeaks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you working on stuff now?
No, I'm sitting here at my computer desk.
Oh.
Just chatting with you guys. Chewing on my toothpick.
Oh, that's quieter than me chewing on ice.
All right, so that's out. So this glue actually is on there. I can feel it's like the capacitor will not come off because it's glued on. So it's free. I just got to actually rip it off here.
Yeah.
Are you doing the second one now? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I might as well because I'm having fun chatting with you guys. I was saying 1 o'clock's my limit, but I'm all right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I wondered because it is past 1.
Yeah, I looked at that too.
I'm good.
But yeah, on the subject of that glue, what I'm talking about is if you get a flathead screwdriver, usually one of the like number ones, and you either put it at an angle or straight down, and if the glue is brittle enough, you can tap it with another screwdriver or a pair of dikes or something, and it'll actually break the glue loose.
Right. Comes off in chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is so like deteriorated. It's like powdery.
Yeah.
It's not even.
Fine. Yeah, that'll probably still work.
Yeah.
Like,
just
don't like this.
You don't hit it hard.
Just don't do the screwdriver over the trace. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that on chassis when I got to break that stupid glue that they put over the potentiometers and stuff.
Yep.
And they spooge it all over like the capacitors and stuff. And I have to physically break the glue loose to get it, out.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I have to replace the other parts around it, but that's just the simple fact. I have to get it out. And then it covers the holes. You can't get the cap, lead back through it, and I've got to remove it. And that's just kind of
actually throwing it in the garbage because there's so many like. Yeah. All right, let me take the other one out in the meantime.
Yep, like I say, that's just what I do.
Talking about favorite games, etc. I still have a place in my heart for Frogger though. I love all the little ditty music that's in that game.
It is a cool game. It really is. To me, it gets pretty difficult for me personally pretty quick, but
I agree with you there.
I can do pretty well in Frogger. It's one of my games I'm good at.
Yeah. I love it though. I love all the little,
No, that's cool. I mean, they did a good job. All the boops and bops and dits and doots.
Yeah.
Now that's by Konami, right?
Sega.
Well,
didn't they license it to Sega? It's technically Konami game, I think, which explains a lot.
I don't recollect that, but might not be wrong.
Because I remember hearing it. Aaron was talking about it.
Developed by Konami.
Okay, there you
go. And originally published by Sega.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to come play my Frogger. It's a lot harder than everybody else's.
Why is that?
Because on my Frogger, you can hear him hop, and you can see him die. But that's it.
Okay. Need some board repair there, Buffett?
No, it was made that way.
Oh, really?
I had the ROMs edited, so I have the one and only Inviso Frogger.
What?
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So you have to memorize where you are, basically?
Yes, you do. You can hear him hop, and you can see him die. Yeah.
Torture. Why would you torture yourself?
We run tournaments on it at MagFest and other conventions and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the original concept for it was, and this is true. I first got the board, and when you would boot it, the frog was gone, and I'm like, well, this is interesting. So for a couple years, I ran the board that way specifically. I had a working one that I put in there otherwise, but when for the tournament, I would put that board in. Well, that board finally died for I don't remember the reason, but it finally died. But it is known on that board, I forget which chip it is, that controls the frog sprite. If that chip is bad, the frog disappears, but everything else stays on screen.
Nice.
So that's where where it came.
Yeah, idea came. Yeah.
Right.
That's kind of like. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. So a couple of the friends, and there was a hackerspace, and they knew about coding and stuff like that. Like a lot of folks do. But they actually sat down and figured out in the code where all the frog sprites were, so they could remove them.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It is kind of like not Miss Pac-Man, but Centipede. The story was the engineer actually was messing around with the colors on the monitor, and then they said, "Yeah, that's the colors we want," and then they programmed the ROMs to be like that, with all the bright pastels and all that stuff. This might work. I'm gonna take it out.
And I'll tell you, Centipede is a great game, and I like the pastel colors. But if you put a Nintendo Sanyo in it, they look so much richer and better.
Right, you were saying you were in love with those monitors.
Yeah, well, I like them in general, but on Centipede, those pastel colors really come to life.
Right.
On a Sanyo, they really do.
Yeah, I'll have to put one in.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I really would, Mike. It's.
Oh, I've got a couple. Well, they're Nintendo monitors. So I'll have to change them so that they're not negative.
I just run the inverter.
Yeah, I don't have the inverters on mine, but
I got them.
I was gonna say I could reproduce them, but yeah, okay.
I got them. I got some. No worries.
Right,
you ain't gonna worry about reproducing them.
All right.
I got one for you.
I always refer to Top Gun when I hear that because we were inverted.
Yeah, right.
So I hear invert.
Yeah, but yeah, make sure that, and you got to change. Make sure you run 100-volt ISO inside because they're 100 volts.
Yes. Yep.
So you got to put a step-down transformer in it.
Barricade says, Dell, you and I will have to figure out a list of parts for the Space Invaders.
Yes. Well, we'll probably have a couple sessions. We'll not be done at one time.
Yep.
We do our homework. We think about it, and then we order parts, or we tell you what to order.
Well, I mean, that's the sad part about the fact that we're all not near each other or whatever. It's like, between Buffett and I, we'd have every part we need to do any work.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, we've done over Zoom. Like I said, we fix games, but when I had the Indiana Jones in my house, I was holding it for my buddy of mine. We all went on and we put our heads together and we got that sucker working. We were testing. Yeah. Remember the AR? We figured out the AR was bad.
Yep.
AR3. I rebuilt it. I popped it in, and like we were talking about earlier about that cheer, we're like, yeah, fired up, and we were good.
Exactly.
And he got that thing for a steal.
Yeah.
That was highway robbery. But now it's a Marble Madness because it originally was. We converted it back.
Exactly. I know.
But now, actually, technically, it's in the Indiana Jones right now. He converted it. He just took the kit and put it back on temporarily.
Yeah, I'm jealous though, because
it looks really good.
That's why I have what I have. Is I wanted a Marble Madness, and mine is not a Marble Madness. Mine is I think it's
Road Blasters.
I think it's a Road
Blasters.
I think I have a Roadrunner that was then converted to a Road Blasters. So in other words, the inside of mine has Roadrunner stuff.
By the way, I'm using a razor blade like I shouldn't because I'm just trying to get this edge here. So don't do this at home. I just cannot get this off with the plastic.
Yeah. You really should convert that back to Roadrunner because that's a much more desirable game.
Than Marble Madness?
No, than Road Blasters.
Oh, well, I converted the Road Blasters to Marble Madness.
Right.
That's what I have.
Some people hate on that game. I like Road Blasters.
It's not a bad game. Believe it or not, because I don't own any other real racers. Like, whenever I get asked to bring games to an event, they're like, what do you have as far as racing? I said, well, all I really have is Road Blasters. Like, we love it. Bring that. So every convention always requests Road Blasters because people just stand there and play it all the time.
Yeah, drivers did well. That and gun games do really good.
Yeah. But yeah.
I miss MacFest already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I get my some of my shirts from that guy tomorrow.
Oh, from Dan?
Yeah.
Oh, that's from the Etsy store he has, right?
Yeah, I get
Did you order
and Moon Patrol tomorrow.
Oh yeah, he sent me different shipments. I think it's cool that he sends them separately. When they're ready, he sends it to you right away. Because I got the one that took the longest was my reactor one, which I was saving for an episode, but I might wear it today. We'll see. Might show it off tonight.
Yeah, the ones that are well lost in the mail is Cubert, Pitfall, and Kaboom.
By the way,
yeah.
well, who'd you say said that in the chat?
Oh, that was Bearcade.
Oh, Barricade. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, to work.
I'm trying to think of. There was someone else. I sent them one of those tools, and I refused to send it out by postal service because I'm like, it'll never be found. And there's threads about it on Clav saying like I'm never getting my crap. What the hell? Where is it? So I sent it FedEx, and it ended up being $24 for 2 items that I sent out. I sent out, actually, remember, Retro Ralph? He has a YouTube channel. He had, I guess he acquired somehow a Thunderblade, and he was asking for help on it. He said the people at Sega Resurrection weren't answering. I guess they were out or something. So I said, hey, man, I'll send you one for nothing. Fellow YouTuber. So I sent them stuff, but it was like $12 to send it to him because I didn't want to go through the post office. I'm like, I'm not doing it. It's going to get lost.
Well,
I mean, your stuff,
lost, but it's delayed. It definitely gets delayed. I know that.
Your stuff got lost and it got found again. Remember we got so scared with that. So
yeah, well,
basically, I have a 3080 card at NVIDIA, and I waited online outside and I got it, whatever. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna come back in 2 weeks and do it for Mike because he, doesn't want to go out and stuff. And I was like, let me just do it. I have a better chance of getting it, right? So I get one from Mike. I scored it, right? I mail it, and it never gets to him. It was how long did it take? It was like 3 to 4 weeks or something.
It was close to like
might have been more.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, and we were like nail biting the whole time. Like I insured it just in case.
Yeah,
I think for $1,000. But if that
crazy.
3080 got lost in the mail, I would have been so mad.
Well, I mean, yes, I was certainly scared that we were going to lose the 3080 because those are hard to get. But I was more concerned about the Mr. Do that you were sending me that worked.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Those are even harder, if you will, to replace than a 3080.
Yeah. Looks like a broken trace here.
Yeah, I need to find my
fix that.
2 broken Roadrunner daughter cards and send them to you, Mike.
Sweet.
I'd really like to get them fixed because that's the only, other than something happened to my Marble Madness too, but that's the only System 1 game that I have that never worked.
Well, like I said, I got my bench set up for working on that stuff, so nice. Yeah, definitely can do that.
Yeah, I can't remember if I sent my other main boards out to get fixed or not. If I have those, I need to send them to you too. It's going to be expensive to ship them. But I've got 5 or 6 of those that need to be fixed too.
Well, remember, Kapow's wife is coming up this way, for fishing at some point, down the road. So we could always pass stuff for her to bring up this way. That way we don't have to ship it.
Okay. Yeah, I need to go out there and take an inventory and see what I got.
That was that was also how I was going to talk to you about having stuff sent up, like for the Fluke and other stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're still working on this. I think a trace is broken because of this glue. It just took it right up. I don't know if these two have to be connected. Do you know, Buffett? Or maybe on the schematics, Mike?
Hold on.
I have it in front of me.
Well, Mike's got one too. I'd say if not, I'll go get one myself and look at it. But if Mike can tell you real quick.
Yeah, no, I've got mine. I'm gonna look in the.
Well, you can't see under the capacitor.
It doesn't make sense that it would, so, but I'll look. These are
sometimes they have. I've noticed on those ARs they have the traces there, but they're only guidelines.
Right, that's what I'm thinking that they are.
Yeah, because they don't look connected on this area either. Now that I'm looking at it, but they're on the back.
Here, I'll put my.
Yeah, the back has them, so we're fine.
I'll put my 10 diopters on. I'll look here. Oh yeah, they don't connect. They're just lines.
Markers.
See, this is you are the resident. All of you guys, we all have our specialty, I guess, with stuff. And you guys, my weakness is schematics. I admit it. Board repair. Actually, board repair, I'm okay. I'm decent. I've repaired a few. I repaired the Senate. No, actually, the millipede I repaired. The outruns. Rolling Thunder. I repaired that one. That has the custom chips. So I got lucky. I'm just trying to think up here. All right, so I'm leaving that. That looks good, right? You guys agree it's fine? Who cares?
Barricade has a question for us. He says, any tips on trace fixing? Power supply on Space Invaders has one that looks a little damaged. Well,
save these, right?
Yeah,
some people hate doing that, but
yeah. Well, it depends, right? I mean, obviously one way to do it is, what Del was saying is you take the leads that you cut off a capacitor or whatever, and you can use that to repair a trace. The only bad thing about doing that is that it's an exposed trace then. And then you could put nail polish over it or something, and that would work. However, what I just do, normal wire, just insulated wire, and repair, use that to replace the trace that was bad, depending on the size of the trace though.
Yeah, there's wrapping wire too, right? But you can't use those on like you can't use it on stuff like this that's thick that has a lot of voltage going through it. It'll burn up.
You shouldn't use it on something that has high amperage, yes. So yeah, you just pick different gauge wire to deal with the problem. By the way, another solution that you can use is, it's kind of weird, but used solder braid. You can use that to repair.
Really?
Yeah, solder wick, fill it with solder and put it down.
Yep.
And I've seen weird stuff too. I know Arcade Jason, to discharge a monitor, he uses solder. He literally wraps solder around the screwdriver and goes zap.
Oh,
he goes, hey, it's metallic. It
Yep.
works. I'm like, you're nuts. I'd never do that.
Yeah. Here's something I do, but don't do it.
Yeah.
I know all about that.
All right, so that goes in there. Trying to do both at once, but maybe I'll do one at a time. So plus minus.
Yeah, TortureBot says he once used a length of 14 gauge home electrical wire to repair a flyback trace. That's a little overkill, but
it works. It's safe. It's safer than other stuff I've seen.
Well, yeah, but you got to think about it. This is the one thing nobody really thinks of. You do realize that a trace on a circuit board is very thin. However, it is wide, okay? A 14 gauge wire, if unwound or laid out, if you will, splayed out, whatever you want to call it, is way wider than any trace on any circuit board.
Yeah.
So definitely overkill. And
The
also,
lower the number, the better.
Now, if you had nothing else, I totally get it. And in a pinch, it will work. Absolutely. Overkill? Yes. Will it work? Absolutely.
Yeah. And believe it or not, like some of these power supplies that have all these exposed traces, you're really not doing any damage to it if you reflow the entire trace and make it a little bit thicker.
Yep.
The thermal capacity of it goes up, and the conductivity of it goes way up. So it's actually not a bad thing to do that.
Right.
In a lot of cases, especially on these old linears.
It's true.
So
I'm glad I got this done. It's been on my to-do list, doing these ARs just to have them as spares,
Yep.
Can't hurt. I'm just glad it's all done, and that's why I'm doing the other one. I was like, I'm only going to do one today, but
Did you turn off your fan? You're running
that's still running.
Such a wussy.
I know.
No, sorry. I want to live another 30, 40 years if I can.
You want to live a few more minutes?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Got to have your daily dose of rosin, man. Come on.
I got to set a good example for the viewers. Come on.
That's true. I will admit I do have a normal fan that I just run to blow across what I'm working on sometimes. Because it really is kind of weird when you're working. Of course, I work with, the magnifying glasses and I get close into it, but it goes right for your nose. I mean, it's so like it just goes right for you.
Sometimes I breathe out when I'm doing that. I take a deep breath, and then as I'm doing it, I blow, and it blows away the smoke.
Yep.
I find sometimes when I'm doing PCBs and I'm pulling off the sockets and other a lot of small pads and stuff,
yep.
that if you have a fan running on it, it actually cools it too much.
Yeah, I know. That's why I put it on low. Yep.
Well, I'll turn it around when I'm putting alcohol on it and cleaning it, so it evaporates faster.
That's the other thing I have to worry about when I'm 3D printing. I don't have my fan on because it's cooling the plastic too as it's extruding.
Oh yeah. So you'll want to save these. These are what I use to repair traces sometimes. They're actually thicker. Some of them are super thick. They're hard to bend. Those are like from the bigger capacitors here.
Yeah, I have a little 3D printed tray that I've thrown a whole bunch in.
Yeah, I just throw them right in here. This is actually my soldering iron thing.
Yep.
So that's why you see all that junk in there. That's this. I'll save these. They've come in handy every now and then.
That's supposed to be where you have a sponge.
I know. I never use it because I have the metal in here. I just do that.
Yeah, but that's all right.
I find that 14-ounce dyed blue denim
works too.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I just fish it right on my pant leg and be done with it.
Until you forget you're wearing pants.
Yeah.
I think I've shown you guys before my 3D printed Metcal. So I finally got a sponge. I couldn't find my sponges, so I finally got some new sponges, and they are perfectly in there. This is my 3D printed Metcal stand.
Yeah. If I wasn't lazy, as far as that goes, sponges work great. I mean, I like using them.
Yeah.
I just always, my stuff gets moved around on my bench too much, and the sponge goes all over the place and the water sloshes, and so I just don't do it now. Once I get a bigger bench, if I get a bigger bench, or once I get moved and get my bench set back up and I reorganize everything into a bigger room, then I might be doing it.
Right.
But like I said, I don't. Please, use your sponge and use your use the tools provided by the manufacturers to keep yourself safe. Absolutely, because if you hold it on there too long, it does burn you.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, because I forget, was it you or Dell that was asking about like soldering and desoldering? Like most of the time, desoldering for me, I'm around the 800 range. Is what I run, and then soldering is 725, 750.
Yeah, well, what do you have for an iron?
I have the Pace MBT system.
Yeah, see, I'm wondering like I run 700, but I don't think I ever need to go above that. But I think it's because of the way this thing works that I can dump 700 into a ground plane and instantly it's 700 degrees because this thing does not have a problem with keeping up.
I'm at 700 on this thing.
Well, and it also depends on, like, sometimes I use a very small chisel tip too.
Right.
I don't use a wide chisel tip. So
chisel tips, I have them, but I heard that they're better because, like, you see me, like when I'm desoldering and I'm turning it sideways, the chisel tip, you don't have to do that. It does it by itself. But I don't know. I'm just so used to that. I just left it on there, but I do have them. I was going to put them on.
Yeah, conical tips for soldering just do not work very well with what we do. You need a nice chisel tip.
Yeah.
They have their place, but it's very few and far in between for what
I have a cone one, but it's bent. So I can do drag soldering for SMT.
Yeah, no, that's a good application for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They have their place. They are needed. But for regular doing monitor recaps and board reflows and stuff, conicals are not the way to go.
Here's my real one. This is my real Metcal stand. And this one's nice because it has the magnets that are installed in here so that when I put the tip in here, it drops it down to like 200 degrees. But see, here's the drag solder one.
Yep.
And then I've got, well, actually, this is also another drag solder. It's got a little curve on it.
Yep.
It's hard to tell. There you go, right there.
Yeah. I see it. Yep.
And then I've got this for doing like whole chips.
Yep.
The right size. These are all stuff I got cheap off of eBay or whatever.
I have to say, of all the people I know, Mike, you have the most tools I've ever seen in anyone in this hobby.
I've got a lot that you haven't seen.
Yeah,
That's true too. But he also has all these collectibles with like we're talking about some old computer, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I have 3 of those," and then like he'll disappear for 2 minutes and come back. Here it is.
Yeah, well, that's different than tools. Those are appliances.
Yeah.
He
probably had more than at MagFest, that room. He probably had more than those people in there.
No, they had a lot more stuff than they didn't have.
Well, on display, meaning
on
display, more than what they had on display. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, those people have a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Buffett has a lot of tools, but he doesn't use them, so he doesn't have them out.
No, that's correct.
It's not how big your tool is.
It's how you use them, exactly. And yeah, I do have a lot of retro stuff. I mean, I like to say I pretty much have. I mean, I do have almost every gaming console ever made, up to the new PS5 and Xbox.
And as Jeff Kinder would say, except for one. That's the Hubot.
Yeah,
the
okay,
Hubot.
Come on.
Well, you don't have the one I have here.
Which one's that?
Let me get it out here. It's Sports Station or something. Let me find.
Have you seen the Hubot we're talking about, Buffett? It's like it hasn't. No, go ahead.
Yeah, it's called the Wonder Wizard. Television sports games.
That actually sounds familiar.
Wonder Wizard. I'm missing a knob. I gotta find my knob over there somewhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have seen this before. I may have had one at one point. Mm. Yeah, I mean, okay. I don't have a lot of the Pong clones. A lot of Pong clones. I have a few Pong clones. Right. I also have the Coleco. It's a triangular shaped machine. Each side of the machine, one is a racing steering wheel, one is a light gun shooting.
It has like this thing you twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I have that.
Do you have the Coleco Atari? I had that.
Yep.
It has like the paddle and the controller built into one controller.
Yeah.
The Gemini. Yeah, I had that. It ended up breaking, so I tossed it when I was a kid. But it was my favorite. Like, all my friends had Ataris. They had Decathlon where you have to run. They'd all have blisters, and on mine it was so easy. It was just you just go back and forth. It wasn't that huge, like carpal tunnel controller.
Yeah.
They would have gotten sued if they released it today. They would have gotten sued. Somebody would have like broken their hand, nerve damage.
I found a video. Retro Game Living Room. It's the Coleco TriStar Telstar Arcade. It's the greatest console shaped like a triangle.
You need to come with me to the museum.
Yeah.
Cradle of Aviation Museum has all that stuff.
Yep.
So I'm gonna put my super high-tech glasses on to see this and make sure the traces are fine.
At one point, I had almost every Mac and Apple game machine ever, because somebody gave me just a messload of stuff, and I ended up deciding that, look, this was ridiculous, because Apple really made so many variants of those machines. It was like I had like 200 different machines, so I got rid of a lot of that at one point. But
yeah, you can only keep so much stuff.
Exactly. So when I say, I have every console, I mean like most of the mainstream. I mean, right. You're right. Like I don't have some of the British stuff, the Japanese stuff, blah, blah, blah. But there's certainly, man, I would kill to have a 68,000 machine. One of the, who did that? Oh boy, now I can't think. I gotta look it up.
Magnetic, huh?
No, the it's one of those like Sony or Sanyo or one of the big ones. They made these 68,000 computer Japan. Yeah, the Sharp X 68,000. I would love to have one of those machines.
Hmm.
You pretty much the only choice you really have is to get it from Japan. Sometimes you'll find somebody selling it, already having been imported into the U.S. But
Sure.
I'd love one. That's one I would love to add to my. And actually, somebody is trying to get me this one I am missing computer-wise. I want a Commodore PET, and somebody has got a line on one that he's hoping to get for me. So that'd be awesome.
No, that's cool. I like how TortureBot says in the chat, says, my pants are conductive.
I'm not too sure what that means, but that's why I didn't repeat it or anything. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, D-Wags talks about a multi solder desolder all in one. Yeah. Some of the Chinese knockoff stuff or whatever is actually kind of pretty good for most people, and it's cheap. But yeah, like we use stuff. I mean, I like stuff that I can really depend on. I don't have to worry about. Like Buffett. I bought recently a real factory usable hot air reworking station.
Yeah.
Old used, but it works fantastic. So I mean, I haven't really put it under real use, but it gets hot, so it definitely works.
And like you said, the cheap stuff from China, as long as you treat it right and you understand its limits, for the average person that does it once in a while, it's not a bad thing.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. It's a great thing. For somebody like you and me, and no, not really.
Yeah, we're pulling thousands of joints a day sometimes, and it's them Chinese, they're not going to keep up with that. They just won't.
And again, like I said, with my Metcal, that's what I love about my Metcal. It'll just spew out heat. It doesn't matter, man. It never drops temperature really.
Yep.
So I just don't have to worry about it. I mean, today I soldered 10 edge card connectors onto boards. Each one was, I think, 50 pins. So I did, what is that, 500 pins today for a little while there. I also had to bend them all. You know how it is. You bend the pins so that you can solder it to an edge connector. And then you have the, I don't know, what edge connector and an edge, board edge? I don't know, what do you call that? I mean,
what, the card edge connector?
Well, like let's say for instance Pac-Man, right? It's got the little, the where you plug the harness onto. So on the PCB itself, what do you call that part?
Yeah, just edge connector.
Yeah, but then what do you call the part that plugs into it? An edge connector.
Well, yeah, technically that's the card part of the connector. It'd be a card edge connector.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I was soldering on card edge connectors onto the card edge.
Mm.
You have to bend all those pins to make it, and then solder them all and make sure they're all nice and lined up so that they're centered and it's not off angle and blah 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 blah.
Yep.
But yeah, I had a whole bunch of. I also programmed all the CPLDs on those because those are boards that I had to finish up and get sent out to the guy who it's for a store, so they're TI add-ons.
Yeah, hopefully you got them just about done.
Yeah, the only thing I got to do now is I got to burn the EEPROM and then test them all downstairs on the TI, make sure everything's good, and then I can ship them all out to him.
Is that the same cards that you were working that we were testing before?
It's like it, yeah. The card I did before is a card that goes into the card cage, called the TI peripheral expansion box. This one is one that combines that functionality and 32K of RAM in a board that replaces the speech synthesizer board that's in the speech synthesizer box that plugs into the side of the TI. So I did 10 of those boards for him, and so yeah, they're all done. I just have to do the final testing and then ship them out to him, and then get paid, get my money back for all my stuff. Although the other thing I spent some time on today is figuring out what surface mount parts I can use to do the Pac-Man project, is all we'll call it. The fourth version of the Pac-Man project.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I ran into a problem today, and I was going to talk to a friend of mine and see if we could figure it out. But the free router, the one that routes all the traces, is having a hard time with surface mount parts on this board. So I don't know what's going wrong. Might be some sort of setting I need to deal with. But
sure.
Did Dell say what he was doing and why we don't have video of him? Maybe he had to go upstairs.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, he's on the YouTube feed. He's still soldering, but
yeah. Well, maybe that's true. Maybe he's just off the phone.
Yeah.
That's a good point. You're right. He is still soldering. We don't hear him. We don't hear you. We don't see you. But you're on the YouTube.
Yep. He's where he's important anyway.
I have a feeling his mic died.
It's possible.
It battery needs to be recharged, I guess.
Yeah. Battery stuff only lasts so long.
Yep. I think he's on the YouTube feed right now. He's trying to deal with it, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, that's why, like, it's not the greatest microphone in the world, but, my Yeti, it's just powered by my computer. And
yeah, I mean, actually,
on whenever.
Yeah, let me ask whoever's still on the stream, how is my audio quality? I'm talking through a Heil PR40 with a preamp on my computer, and it should be really good. It should be pretty quiet, not noisy. I know my volume level's a little bit lower than the rest. I am trying to deal with the manufacturer of the preamp because I don't think it. Yeah, full preamp, I'm still about 7 dB below peak, even if I, kind of get loud into it. But interesting to see what people think of my audio. I know Buffett's pretty good, although I will say I think you're a little hot, Buffett. Certain times you'll peak out, but it hasn't been much.
Yeah, I moved closer and further away. It all depends on what I was doing. I was eating some peanuts earlier, so I was another foot away from
peanuts.
Legumes. I was eating legumes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm back. My battery died. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were saying, he probably lost his battery, didn't even know it.
No, I did. I had to just wait for it to charge.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm good.
Now
I plugged it in.
With video, too.
I plugged it in. Yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting here talking to Buffett. I'm like,
so I was like, while I wait for it to charge, I'll just solder and they'll just keep it going.
Well, the funny thing is that we did keep it going, and I go to Buffett and I said, "What happened to Dell?" And then I said, "Maybe he's upstairs." And Buffett's like, "No, he's still soldering on the feed." Oh yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, all right, he's not gone.
I'm just gonna do this last one and I'm done.
Yeah, actually, Barricade, here, watch. I can actually switch, so you guys can hear the difference. I will switch to the webcam's audio.
Your mic?
Yeah, so now I'm on the webcam. You'll notice a big difference in the sound noise or the sound period of my voice.
You need to mail that over here.
Yeah. There is an airy quality about you now.
Yeah, it's very And now I'll go back to my radio voice.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back to the fine tunes of Dell's Roundtable. All right, no, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm on the good nice mic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I bought these Yetis. I don't have the Snowball. I actually have the full stand-up one, but
yeah.
But I just wanted something nice to to have. That way, when I'm talking, it doesn't cut out, and good. I'm not a big microphone guy, so if I'm sounding airy, well, sorry, I don't know how to adjust levels and all that stuff. So
no, you sound pretty good. You're just a little.
I adjusted it for you, actually.
Yeah.
He was a little hot, so I went and adjusted it. So
that's fine. You do what you got to do, Rob.
You're so hot, buddy. You're so hot.
I am.
Yeah, the only reason I have this mic is because I'm a ham radio guy, and I bought this mic years ago for my ham radio stuff. Because, ham radio guys, we kind of care about our audio quality a little bit. Some of us, anyways. Especially the AM guys, which I've done some AM stuff. So, a nice big huge swath of bandwidth, and you're like, oh yeah, welcome to the tunes of. All right, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, and then when we got into the whole Zoom and COVID, I'm like, hey, I've got my mic from my radio. All I need is a preamp, and here we are.
Mm-hmm.
I love this mic. It's a great mic, but only problem is this preamp. I've got it full gain, and it's, like I said, not enough.
So how good do these things look right here? All done.
Nice.
It's weird. Same guy. This I might have ordered at a later date, or actually these are more newer than these. They're the same. They're just different sizes, I guess. But this is like 3300 to 35. This is 3300 to 35. Just this one's different shape. Doesn't matter. It's the same job, same brand. So
yeah,
kind of weird.
What are the branded caps?
Nichicons.
Oh, okay.
It's the only kind I put in my system, and they're rated for 105 degrees, which doesn't matter at this point, but still.
Are they real though?
I'm pretty sure they are. I ordered these a while ago, and then ordered some new ones after that, and I think this is from the older kit. But anyway, I reflowed all these. Reflowed this just for the heck of it. Changed that because I don't want it all rusted and nasty. I did put the Mylar underneath. I'm just double checking. I could do continuity test on that. You just put one here and one here, and if it beeps, it's bad because you want that in between to prevent it from touching. Same thing over here. But yeah, done. Spares, all set. So I want to show you guys something actually in chat. How would you guys want to see maybe a live thing next week of me working on this? Have you guys heard of this? I'll zoom in on it. It's called the Mode. Stands for Multi-Optical Disc Emulator. And this is for my Dreamcast. It replaces the optical drive on there. And I have the board. What did I do with the board here?
Did you get the 3D printed?
I did. I have it here if you want to see it, Mike.
Well, I was just going to say, if you have it, I'd print it and get it to you for next week. But.
Well, this 3D printed thing, I'll show you in a minute. It has an SD card reader built in on it too. So you would have to buy that separately, even though you can 3D print it. So this basically, you unplug the drive from the Dreamcast, and then this connector is exposed, and then you literally just go pop, you pop that in. And this has a space for a SATA hard drive. So you can either slide a 3.5-inch one in there. It could be a spinning drive. It could be a solid state. It's probably preferable solid state. Has these two buttons here, which get pressed. I'll get to those in a minute. There's a USB stick as well where you can load stuff. And there's a SD card reader, which is right here, but I have an extension for this 3D thing. So let's see, I'll show you here. I'll take this out of the way. And it has a power cord. So actually, let me put it back in the bag before it's hit. But it's not cheap, but it allows you to put the entire Dreamcast collection that you own and rip yourself, right, Mike?
Yep.
into your Dreamcast. And then this is it. This is a 3D thing. It's done by laserbear.net. And it has screws and everything that it comes with. But basically, this is it here. You could assemble it yourself. I have it pre-assembled, but you see how there's an extension? This is the part that we would have needed, like, even if you 3D printed it. And then it has springs and stuff for these buttons. And these buttons are the ones that touch. You can see right over here. These things right here are what touches the board and, lets you reset and this stuff. So this is the exact shape of the Dreamcast. When you open the clamshell, this is exposed, and then you have an SD card reader right here instead of having to dig inside for it. And then you just stick whatever it is in there if you want to load a game, or you can have just the whole collection if you want on, you know, the hard drive on here. But what's cool about the mode is it's not only Dreamcast. This exact hardware works on a Saturn and it works on a PlayStation 1. They're working on more support for other systems, but you could actually remove it and put it on your other stuff and it'll act as an emulator too for the drive. So it's really cool. It emulates it. It has a menu and everything on there. And, you know, it saves your, like if you have a dead CD-ROM, mine works fine, but I just wanted it to be eliminated and be able to load the games I want. And that's it. So if you guys want, I can assemble it next time. I'm actually running Metal Slug 6 on my Dreamcast right now that I burned. That's somebody ported over the Atomic Wave version onto Dreamcast. So Dolphin Blue is one that they did too, but it doesn't fit on the disc, unfortunately, but it will fit on here, no problem. So that's the project I want to do next week. You know, I'll just assemble it live. It should take like 5 to 10 minutes, and then I can just show I have a PVM monitor to play on. Should be cool.
One of my favorite games for the Dreamcast, you can't play because you need special hardware. I love Samba de Amigo.
What is that?
It's one of the first, you know, kind of music dance kind of game, but it uses maracas, and it senses where they are. So when you shake them high, low, medium, you know, you do it to the song, and it's pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah, great, you know, Latin music. It was great, you know.
I mean, it should work because this isn't emulating. It's emulating the drive, but not the hardware.
You need the special hardware. Is all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, so it's like buying the drums or guitar for Guitar Hero and stuff.
Yep. But I don't know. Maybe they've reproduced them, but
yeah.
Oh, look. Oh.
So I'm actually going to clean up my workstation here. Actually, I could turn off my soldering iron, and I'm just going to spray this down with some simple green.
Wow, they want a lot for these things. Oof.
What's that? The mode?
My maracas are worth a lot of money. Sweet.
Oh. How much is the mode? I can't remember how much I paid for it. I ordered it a while back.
It's pretty expensive.
It's like $280, maybe more. I can't remember because it just took a while because of customs. Because it comes from the UK. But it's the best one out there, period. It just works.
It's 182 euros. So right now, anyways.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, plus you have to get, I think that 3D kit with the extension, I paid $40 for that ship.
Yeah, $221 right now. And then, yeah, you got to add the other part.
So $40.
No, I mean, I like this. The only thing I will say that other people are saying the same thing. I don't understand really the idea of having multiple support in the same piece of hardware, because I'm going to install one of my Dreamcasts and I'm going to install one of my Saturn, and I'm going Why?
Well, because a lot of people don't. I know it sounds dumb, but they have their stuff on a shelf, you know, like inside a entertainment center, and they'll leave the screws off so they can take the cover off, pop it out, because it pops out pretty easy, and then plug it into their other device so they can use it for different ones. I personally didn't want that, so that's why I got the 3D printed part to cover it so that I can screw it down and it looks legit.
Yeah, I would reduce the cost for each one to sell. I mean, yeah, you're not going to reduce it much. I realize that. You probably maybe save $20. I don't know, depending on what, but you know, make it cheap as possible for each platform. That way I'll buy multiple of them.
I'm kind of with you, Mike. You know, I don't mind some cross-platforming stuff, but you know, if I'm only going to buy one, and like some people do, yeah, I can see where Dell's coming from, but I'm kind of with you. Like when I want to play my Dreamcast, I just want to push the go button.
Exactly.
My PlayStation, I just want to push the go button.
Yep. Yeah. Well, my retro room in the basement, my plan is kind of what Dell was sort of saying some people do. I'm actually going to have a stack of shelves along the wall that's going to have every one of my consoles. And I want to have it all on a big switch, and I can just press the button next to the console, which turns it on and routes it to the TV, and poof, I can play that console. So I don't want to have to unscrew or change or do anything. I just want to go boop on, play.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. But in
it's a little faster too.
Yeah.
It is.
But hard drives are so cheap now anyway. That's why,
Yeah.
I think it's good.
But your average person in a studio apartment or a 2-bedroom or something, they just don't have that option sometimes too. So there's advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
So,
almost forgot to turn off my desoldering iron. I left it on for 3 days. That's the most I've ever done.
I left my soldering iron on a couple days, by accident.
I really need to have a light that I install, so when I turn on my power, it'll like show it and I know it's on.
Well, on my workbench behind me, when I turn off it turns off everything, so I don't have to worry about accidentally.
Yeah, I need to do that. I'm rearranging my whole arcade though, so I'll fix it when that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, Barricade, I guess he loves Samba de Amigo. I know the Wii one exists, but in my opinion, it's not the same as having the maracas. I don't know, but I don't think I want to say the music content was a little different too, but because I think we tried it on the Wii, but the Dreamcast was awesome. I love that one. It was a great fun game.
Yeah, I think the Dreamcast itself is a great system. I discovered it as an adult. I never had one as a kid, but I think what killed it was piracy. They just screwed up. Everybody was burning games within like a month coming out.
They were already dead before they even came out with the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Sega had.
Well, it was Sega. Yeah.
But what the really great thing is, the reason why the Dreamcast is so cool is the Dreamcast really is the evolution of their arcade hardware. It was great. I mean, it was a great platform. I mean, you ever play Crazy Taxi on it? It's exactly like the arcade. I mean, all of their games that they came out on the Dreamcast were like exactly like the arcade games. So
yeah.
Yeah, I wish they'd just put a little bit of copy protection on it. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still don't think that's what killed them, really. I
don't disagree with the killing part. I agree. But a little bit of copy protection to stall folks for a little while.
I mean, for every wall, there's always a higher ladder. So it just takes some time. If you look at Modern Vintage Gamer, MVG, he goes through the whole history of it. It's amazing, the stuff. And he was behind the scenes on all that stuff. He was always so it's cool that he comes with a historical point and talks about it. Nintendo doesn't like when he talks about it, but he talks about it anyway. It's history, right? What are you going to do?
So how come you spotlighted me instead of going back and forth?
It is going back and forth, but since I'm here now, there's no need to spotlight you because in my view, if you look on YouTube, it's showing you, it's hearing the audio of Buffett. So instead of showing the word Buffett, now everybody's talking, you see me, and it's all good. If you look at the actual feed, it looks great.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're looking at Zoom.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm permanently up in the corner.
Yeah, I'm not
exactly
in the corner.
Right, and you can still hear Buffett, so we're good.
Yeah. Buffett needs to be in the corner. He's always he's always in trouble.
I'm the corner child. I got it.
The dunce cap. Oh, I could turn this off too. No more fan.
No.
Cool. So I'm going to start shutting down here because I'm pretty much done for tonight. I do work tomorrow, but I work a little later, so I can kind of sleep in a little bit. The car is still messed up. The other car, this whole big thing. It's costing a lot of money to get fixed.
Oh, bummer,
and it's right now it's misfiring.
Is this your car?
No, it's her car.
Her car. Okay.
My car is fine.
All right.
So she'll be using my car in the morning. That's what happens, right? What's yours is yours. What's hers is yours.
Yep.
Or vice versa.
What's yours is hers.
Exactly.
I finally got possession of my summer car back from my kids. Yay!
Oh, nice.
They now each have their own car, so I don't have to.
Yeah.
I have that convertible mini, which I love to drive, but most of the time I couldn't drive it because it's like, no, they're. I got to go this way. I got to go. All right, fine. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my Flex, but if I'm just going to DJs and it's summer, I want the top down and I'm just going to cruise over there. course.
Yeah, I won't get it without a sunroof. I'm spoiled right now, so I'm still looking. But now with this car repair, I mean,
yeah,
costing, I could say thousands now.
Oh,
But you know, I mean, it's gonna be fixed. It's a great car. It's a Honda Accord. So it'll last. So, you know, my plan was to have 3 cars when I got this new car. So,
yep.
but I want something I can haul games in. So,
No, you're right. Fixing up a Honda is definitely worth it because those things, Hondas and Toyotas, will pretty much last for near ever. So
yeah. And she has the cross door, which they don't make anymore. So,
right.
Yeah.
It's true. They got rid of a lot of that.
Just like that'll be funny. We'll have 2 cars. Actually, we'll have 3 cars they don't make anymore.
Hey, Nicole Lowerstein, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, has just joined and said hello.
Hey, what's going on? You're getting the tail end of the stream, but I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to cut off the beginning part because we screwed up all the audio on that.
Yeah.
I did. I don't want to say we. It was me.
Well,
it was horrible. It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
I didn't realize YouTube was in the background on in another tab, and that's what messed us up. So, yep, things to look out for.
So, how does that work? It's not going to be published the way it is right now, or you're then going to edit it? Because I want to experience it. I want to see what the chaos was like.
Oh, you're going to see it. It's going to be up for like another probably 8 hours or so.
Okay.
And then what happens is after, because when it publishes, you can watch it, but you can't do anything to it. And then after about 8 hours, it lets you edit it. So then after I edit it, it says it'll be like another hour before it publishes it without it. Because I guess it re-encodes the whole thing.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, it was chaos at the beginning. And that happened last week with Jay. His microphone wasn't working right. And they're like, we can't hear him. Like he'd be talking, it'd be like a mime.
Yeah, I was on for that. Yeah, I was on for that.
But this is worse. This is worse, if you can believe it.
It was chaos, yes.
Yeah, but we're fine. And then we didn't even know what happened was they changed the software. Usually you can hit go live in the software, but then in YouTube you have to hit go live. But now because OBS changed their way of doing stuff, they actually, or Streamlabs is what I use. When you press go live, it takes control of your account and goes live on the account. So we're like talking and bull crap and like, oh yeah, we're not live yet. We got 8 minutes. And all of a sudden we're like, oh crap, we're live. So you went, I still thought we had 10 minutes to set up. But whatever, that's what happens. Live TV, right? Let's look at the ratings.
Yep.
So hope you guys like this. I am still working, like I keep chipping away at it, but I have the Centipede cab, which, you know, looks great. I should probably show it now. I should turn it on and show you guys just how it looks. I'll show you like where I'm looking from here. I'd have to actually get out of this view here, which won't matter because you're spotlighted, Mike.
True.
But I can go right here. I have to stay on because the audio is connected, which I have on right now, but so I have to go to my plug app. I have everything all digital on my phone, and I'm just going to turn on my arcade. Well, part of it. I have it set in stages here. There we go. You just heard it turn on. No fires, hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope not.
Yeah. All right. So now you can see it. I could probably turn the camera so you can check it out, but let me make it look good. I'm going to turn off the lights here, and then we'll end this thing. But thanks for hanging out, guys. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's cool to be able to come off your audio.
Yeah, it's good when you're not overwhelmed by like 100 people talking at the same time.
Exactly.
Sure.
You know,
and between Mike and me, you know, we can also offer a lot of tech advice. You know,
yeah, that's exactly why I said, hey, Buffett's here. Why not? You know, we'll have to do some more monitor videos too.
Yeah.
Let me actually change over to a different tripod. I'm trying to get the one that rolls. It's just easier for me.
Yeah, I keep telling Buffett I got a couple monitors to send down his way.
Yeah, you need to send them on down here, man.
I know. Well, like I said, I'm hoping to send them down with Kapow's wife.
Yeah.
All right, let me get in here. All right, so I'm gonna I should leave the light on actually so you can see what's going on. But there it is. You can see the old marquee that I put near it. This thing was trashed. Somebody actually, oh, it's upside down. Somebody put a Cabaret marquee on this thing and actually duct taped the back of it onto it. Can you believe that? And then they spray painted around it. Hey, that's acceptable, I guess. So I changed it. Now it has a proper marquee up there. So it actually will probably, once I zoom in here, it'll look a lot better. Yeah, there you go. So that's it. It came out good. I put the T-molding on it. I'm trying to get this pointed over there. Let me just turn this and see. There we go. Nice and bright. So you can see that's the control panel. I'll put the Willis on there. So I put the lit trackball and I modded it on there. So 2¼ trackball, put new clone buttons from Arcade Shop, new fire button. This was, I'll show you the before once I get the video out. But this was all blue as one color and pretty much trash. This was in great shape. The marquee you already saw, and you know, the coin door is just, it's okay, it's decent. But that's it. So now I have a centipede and I got this thing for 120 bucks. And the side art's beautiful. I'm not going to pull it out, but it's really nice. I'll show you that in the video. And then of course, when you turn the lights off, everything glows all nicey. So.
Did you switch to the red button on purpose?
I did. Yeah, it should have been white, but because of the Willis control panel, I'll show you when I turn the light back on here. The reason I did it is because I wanted to match like the eyes and stuff, just to make it look evil. So, yeah, you know, and it's red. I thought red was, I tried white and I was like, the only thing white are his fangs. That's it.
Yeah, I like the control panel. I like that alternate art much better.
Yeah, and we were talking about the original one. The original Centipede had, I think the fire button's up here, right? Still, yeah, because it's the metal there. But then like it has a circle over here. Like that's where, I feel that's where they meant to put the fire button. And they probably, like Mike was saying, we were talking about it actually in one of the Arcade Thursday meetups on Zoom, that they probably printed a whole bunch of those, like thousands and thousands or whatever, because they made a lot of these machines. And then they decided, oh, let's move the button. And somehow the people who designed the metal did not talk to the artwork people. And then when they put it on, they're like, oops, it's off. Nobody, who cares? And they just released it anyway.
I do find that kind of strange myself.
Yeah, but that's probably why. And then when they designed this one, they did it right, where they put the actual word fire right next to it where it belongs. So that's one reason I wanted it. I just couldn't, my OCD took over. I didn't want the other one. And then I thought, I was like, you know, I really, like Jason has on his, he has the green T-molding and stuff. So I figured, well, let me match it, you know, and do the T-molding over here, just like his, but it'll actually tie into the whole panel and stuff. So that's why I did it that color.
Yeah, that's one Willis control panel that actually is nicer than a lot.
Right, that's what everybody's saying. Yeah, the Asteroids one is horrendous. Have you seen that red one? Ugh.
Yeah, I probably have, but I don't remember.
It's terrible.
I've got the picture. I can show it to you above it.
Okay.
I have one.
Terrible.
All right.
Yeah. So this row's starting to look good now, and Super Pac-Man's working too. That's all repaired. Oh, and you know what? I didn't go into the. I usually have it go into Miss Pac-Man automatically, but that's what you got to fix, Mike, when we redo that.
Yeah.
Have it boot straight into the game. I always have to hit enter in the menu. So it looks great, especially when you turn off the lights. I mean, it's a little dark on the camera here, but it's awesome. And then of course, gapless is dark. I'm still fixing that. I'm getting it. I'm rewiring everything.
Okay.
I might start eventually, but I have so many projects. I want to get these, like I said, all these are working now. I got the Centipede in here. The Galaxian's gone. Jeff is going to do it justice. He has that one now. And then, yeah, so the next one will be, the next restoration after gapless is probably going to be that one in the corner. That's reactor. So be a lot of fun. Yeah. All right. So you guys want to end it?
I guess.
It's
I guess, right?
You're the, you to drive.
I think so. I think I should get some sleep. What do you think?
Sleep's overrated.
You might need sleep, but me and Mike might not need no sleep.
So yeah, yeah, thanks guys for coming out and hanging out. Tortubod and Nicole, who just joined here. Peter's Arcade was here the whole time. Hopefully you'll get that thing in the mail. I sent Peter's Arcade a one of those little stick things. I sent it by FedEx, so it'll get there. So for sure. All right. So that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next one. I'm going to go ahead and kill our audio after I get to the end page, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out.